York, a good karma brands radio station. Don.
Cross your legs, honey. Let's get out of this inning.
Hahn.
I didn't know you were a screamer.
And Rosenberg.
Happy Jewish New Year, not Newish Jew Year.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
So how's everybody's back right now? Those of us that had to grab a shovel. How many times did you have to clear out the driveway? How many times you go out and go, again? I just did it. This was some storm, man. Like this, Peter. First, let everybody know first and foremost. Don didn't make it back.
Right. Don's dead, as Michael K. once said. Don's dead. Because what did he try to do? Anyways, hopefully that's not the case when he gets back and has to shovel. But no, Don, of course, was stuck in Seattle. He's making his way back.
He's working on it. He's halfway back.
He's efforting.
He goes where everybody goes when they need to go somewhere warm just to get away from the cold.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Don's dead because he was changing a tire and his heart exploded.
That's the concern.
We don't want that to happen. No,
we don't want that to happen. But yeah, so Don's going to make his way back here. Yep. Obviously, my experience different than yours, being in the burbs. You're out there on the island. I'm in the city. My problems haven't started yet. My problem is when I try to get to the car.
Yeah, I imagine.
I don't know when that's happening. Honestly.
Yeah, well, when you consider not only the amount of snow, which, by the way, I saw Central Park at some point yesterday was at 10 inches. It had to have gone more than that. On the island, we're between like 12 to 14 accumulations in different places because we had the bulk of it, which was about an inch an hour. And then last night, like, it calmed down, and a lot of people thought, okay, it's safe to clear out. And it was very powdery, like it wasn't a real heavy, wet snow.
No.
But then during the night and in the morning, another layer went down, a couple more inches, but it was like ice and snow. That sucked this morning. So that was one that was rough. Anybody that had to get up early, go to work, and thought, all right, roads are cleared. I got my driveway done. Then you went out and saw that, and then you put a shovel into it and thought, oh, hell no. Like, God
froze
bless you
right
for
away.
having to do that before work.
So here's what happened. So first of all, it's definitely, I know what a foot is. It's definitely at least a foot here in the city. That's definitely where it's at.
Yeah.
Maybe 14, something like that. It's a lot. But so we took out Maya for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing you have to note about this snow. This tells the story. You could look out your window. It was not a beautiful snowfall. It was not beautiful big flakes. It was, sometimes you couldn't even quite tell, like it's snowing, but it's kind of just looks like
freezing rain,
precipitation.
Yep.
It accumulated well, but yeah, to your point, Don, it's all just freezing up. This is not powdery snow. It was not pretty. It's just, the city is whatever gross ideas you have in your mind about New York City after a blizzard. This is what it's like. I just went to get a haircut. Every single intersection, you have to figure out your path because there's a gigantic frozen pool in the street. It is going to be a bad week. A week from Wednesday is as far out as the weather app gets on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And the high on that day, a week from Wednesday, is 34.
With more snow coming. Yeah.
With more snow coming supposedly between now and then. So
20 all week. Rest of the
it's
week.
Not going anywhere.
No, that's why
part.
For you, and by the way, I'm Alan, not Don. Don is
what
in
did I
Detroit.
say?
Yeah, you said Don, but that's all right. I understand. Later you'll call me Michael. But the issue you're going to have is getting your car out of whatever it is, because once plows go through and it all piles up and now it's frozen over, forget it.
What do you do?
Like you just take mass transit.
When are they going to have When are they going to have alternate side parking rules back in effect? Because this is all going to be frozen. Cars aren't moving this week.
No,
they're already not in effect on Tuesday, so I can keep my car where it is.
Yeah, no.
They announced Tuesday, but Anthony, I'm going to get everyone's name right. But sure. Anthony, in what world, Andrew? In what world, if the street, like my street, hasn't been plowed yet, right? Once but the snow's still already frozen on and around the car. Then they're going to plow the street and block everyone in, so it's basically frozen ice around every car.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see how you could hope to, quote, clean the streets before next week.
I'm going to send you a nice little Twitter account to keep an eye on there, Peter.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
and then maybe, I don't know, blowtorch.
Honestly, I was like, what if I brought like a pot of boiling water? But that wouldn't go very far.
No, go for that.
See how it works?
A lot of trips up and down the stairs.
A lot of trips up and down and reboiling water, and then going back to I'll eventually do it.
Speaking of which, lastly on the whole storm thing, Callie had me out yesterday on the rink, and I know people actually got to see a little bit of the rink yesterday, Friday,
rink,
whatever day it was that it was shared. She had me out there, and it was still snowing. And you're right. Last week was a pretty thick flake snow, right? It was very, very pretty. You're right. This was not a pretty snowfall. In the end, though, it's glistening and all that stuff. That's nice. But so she's like, I want to go skate. So Stephanie clears off the ice, and it's raw. I mean, you're talking about the perfect ice to skate on. Nice, hard surface. Your skates are not digging in, and we're out there. I can't feel my toes. I can't feel my fingertips. Won't go in. Just won't go in. It was fun. But you'll get to this point with Maya. But any parent can understand what I'm saying. When the kids are young and they're enthusiastic and they want to play, and you're like, yeah, let's go, let's play. And you reach that point where you're like, all right, I'm kind of done. I'm tired. I'm cold. I just want to go inside and sit in front of the fire and put on some football. And she just, no, more. And she's throwing a fit.
And you want to cherish it.
I don't want to go in. You don't want to end the moment because it was a snow globe kind of memory moment and stuff, and she's just so happy. But man, I don't know if you've ever felt where I can't feel my feet, and I couldn't feel anything. Extremities. Freaking me out. But you do what you do as a dad, right?
Dude, this is every moment practically where I feel like when Maya wants more to do more, and you're like, but I got to go to bed. I feel... It's like I know one day I'm going to be in Alan's shoes where I'll go, I would do anything for one more night of you being a baby. Anything.
Right.
But at this moment, you're living in the now, and I have to end it,
Yeah.
So I feel you a lot. But you're a good dad. You put in the time. You did the best you could.
Got to, because of how busy we all are. But we got the football in yesterday, didn't we? And
they played it.
Didn't we get kind of the best of both in both games? The NFC Championship game was a classic, fun game that had a lot of, how did that happen? Answers, mistakes that were suddenly you paid for them immediately. There was a lot of the drama in that game. Fantastic coaching on both sides. Quarterback play, through the roof. All of it that you would want in a good quality football game. And then the AFC Championship game was the weather disaster kind of game that you knew one fatal decision or one missed play with the weather just getting worse and worse. It was so compelling to watch that stadium. And anybody's been to Denver, I know you have, I've been there many times. You have to understand in Denver, the weather turns on a dime. It could be 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and comfortable and dry, and then within an hour or two, snowfall. That's the way it is there. And so the fact that game turned the way it turned, it was so compelling, yet it was an ugly game, of course. But, man, it goes back to, once again, this is Don LaGreca, and we all heard his voice echo. In fact, he's calling the Devils Kraken game, and during the first intermission, he goes to our group chat because he sees what we're saying, and he's like, let me guess. Somebody wanted to be Billy, Billy Big,
It's not going to get any bigger!
and go for it instead of just take the damn points. And could that have really been it? Is that what a first half not going for the field goal? Is that why the New England Patriots are in the AFC Championship? The Super Bowl? Are they AFC champions again?
I can't for the life of me understand what the logic was in that moment. Listen, maybe Sean Payton is feeling high because Stiddy and that offense had one drive where in 2 plays they moved the ball 75 yards, they punched it in, and he's feeling, you know what? If I get to 14-0 with the defense we have.
That's what he was thinking. Momentum.
We can end this thing. We get up 14-0. I will take their heart. And then, of course, you don't get it. And you remember why, since the dawn of time, people take 3. Because of how deflating it is to go for it and come away with nothing. They had all the momentum, Allen, till that missed field goal, and immediately the series of events that followed, before you blink, it's tied, and they never got momentum back.
Sean Payton talked about it, and I'm glad he did. He openly about it. Wasn't defiant, right? You know, some coaches, they put up this thing, this tough guy act about their decision making. I'll do it again. But even you could hear it in his voice how he knew that was a fateful moment. Here's Payton talking about the decision to go for it on fourth down.
Go ahead. Talk to us.
Come on, Sean. Don't be shy.
Yeah, talk. Just say how you feel.
Just let it out, man.
We had momentum. Get up 14. It felt like we had a good call. I think the feeling was, man, let's be aggressive. To get up 14, the turnover on our end resulting in a touchdown. Outside of that, man, I thought we did a good job in containing them. There'll be a number of things when we watch the tape I'll look at.
Like that's you could hear. We'd have momentum. 14-0 in a game like this could have been dramatic, and in fact, in the end, as you see, that with that defense, it would have been. Now, is there regret, Sean Payton?
There's always regrets. Yeah, I mean, felt like, here we are, 4th and 1. We felt close enough that, and it's also a call you make based on team you're playing and watching on the other side of the ball. So yeah, there'll always be second thoughts.
Now, you would think you're the home team, Denver. Wouldn't you have a pretty good idea of the weather in this game? Wouldn't you know what's coming in a way, at least? Yes, Denver weather is unpredictable at times, but you have an idea in advance. And isn't there someone that would have said, hey, listen, this could get ugly in the second half, so we got to get points while we can? Was he thinking 14-0 with weather coming, we might lock this thing up? Or did he not know and stayed aggressive rather than saying, I need to get points no matter what, I got to take these points while I can? We don't know that part. No. And I just, that's the part that I find baffling for a guy who we thought the number one advantage Denver had this weekend over everyone and respectfully to Vrabel, I thought, was just the head coach. That was the big advantage. And you would have thought they weren't playing inside, Allen. Mm-hmm. You would have thought they had an idea this is going to pick up. We're going to get some weather in the second half. It got bad. Now it got bad fast. When they did that, when they showed the time lapse of how quickly the weather changed, it was mind-blowing. Yeah. I don't even know that I realized it would have happened that fast. Did you notice it while watching the game from the start of the third quarter, start of the half, you could still see the field. Oh, yeah. By the end of the third quarter, it was like, a dusting. Fourth quarter, forget it. You couldn't see anything. And you know what? I'll say this too. Romo was right. It's different in person than you see on TV because a TV camera just – imagine, like, if you've ever done this, it's snowing out and you take video, you see flakes. Like, you see it snowing. Your video never shows the flakes the same way that your eyes see it. So think of the same thing. You're watching that game. You don't realize how bad the visibility was on the field until you just see how much was accumulating on the field, to where they had to use that the bizarre graphic of the yard lines. Did you notice that too? When all of a sudden
to give you an idea, up,
yeah, and it just started looking like a video game at that point. It was just too much going on graphic wise, but they had to because you couldn't see it. So it really was. It was impactful. It was different, and in the end, you got to give credit where credit's due. Vrabel and the Patriots did everything they were supposed to do to win that game. Drake May did what he needed to do to win that game. They won the game. You can talk about leaving the 3 points on the table.
And also I don't understand in the second half, we get to the fourth quarter. We're halfway through the fourth quarter. We're punting back and forth. No one can gain an inch. You're down 4 points.
Even the punts were brutal.
The punts are brutal. Remember, though, leading up to this moment, the Broncos successfully played the field position back and forth, got good field position, and were able to then pick up 8 yards, I believe, on third down. They would have had like a 4th and 3 after a scramble by Stidham. And they decided in that moment, in what looked like a blizzard, to kick a 46-yarder. Now you're gonna go for the 3.
Right.
It just was a. I'm sorry, it's 10-7 at that point.
Yeah, and you're trying to tie at that point, but
you're trying to tie the game, but you can't do it. You know you need the tie. I already knew, Allen. Once we got to the fourth quarter, you need a touchdown to win this game. No, I just know you need a touchdown. You have to find a way to get a touchdown because unless it's an absolute chip shot, I'm not going to feel good. You'd have to get stopped at the goal line for me to feel comfortable probably kicking a field goal where you can basically just bash it in. Mm-hmm. But a kick that requires any sort of actual real kicking skill was out the window.
Wind. Yeah.
So I just some weird decisions, and now we get the New England Patriots fresh off of beating the LA Chargers 16-3. And by the way, I know the Chargers are not a terrible football team. I don't want to diminish the Chargers, but
they
if you've
weren't
been
the
watching
same
them
at the end of the year. Yeah,
I watched them like every week the last month, and they were just not. You could tell the Chargers were done.
Yep.
They beat the Texans in one of the uglier playoff games that in recent memory, and then they beat the Jared Stidham-led Broncos in a Snow Bowl to make it to squeak their way and fall into the Super Bowl. I'm not sure. This is a really impressive team, man. They went undefeated on the road. Like, you absolutely could take nothing away from a team that is capable of doing that. You beat who's in front of you. That's all you can do.
Right.
But, Alan, I'm sitting there looking, going, not only are the Patriots back, but they're back with, like, one of the most unimpressive-looking football teams. Like, you watch them and you just go, I mean, I saw Stephon Diggs celebrating after the game.
I forgot he played.
Crying. He had 5 catches for 17 yards. I mean, you're just who's the jersey? I guess it'll be Drake May if Drake May continues his trajectory.
Yeah.
That's the only jersey on this team.
Yeah, he's the guy. They love him. I've been telling you that since the start of the season. They really were believing in him. But I'll tell you, I don't disagree with what you're saying. Because this has not been a remarkable run by them. Did they turn it around from 4 wins, right? If they win the Super Bowl, the last team to have 5 or fewer wins in the season prior and then to go on to win the Super Bowl, you remember the last team? You know who they were? The Patriots. 2001. Their first one. So that's, you know, now it's happened where teams have gotten to the Super Bowl, but to go on and win it, that hasn't happened since there. So there's something very Patriots about all this stuff. But I agree, this has not been a remarkable run by any stretch of the imagination. May has had turnover issues in the playoffs that he didn't really have during the regular season. He has not been as accurate. But I'll say this, as anyone in New England will say, all you can do is play who's in front of you. And this is the example that the Buffalo Bills had this season. This is the example, you want to stay closer to home? The Knicks have right now. Is when the door is open, you got to go through it. When the road is clear, because certain teams aren't there or certain teams aren't as good. The Chiefs are out. They're not there. Lamar Jackson's not there. Joe Burrow's not there. When the road is as clearly paved as it was. Oh, by the way, right, the Broncos, top seed, their quarterback gets hurt. When that's open, you got to run through it. It's why they're looking for a new coach in Buffalo, because this was supposed to be the year for the Bills.
That's right.
And now they could not get it done in a year like this with a road like that. Still ran into a block. So that's why you can't begrudge the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, and the job they did, because it doesn't matter to them who's in front of them. It matters that they got there when others don't. So this is why it's so important when people say, you know, if there's ever a year to do it, this is the one. Don't trip. This is the one. You'll regret it if you don't. That's exactly what they're regretting in Buffalo while they're watching the New England Patriots. After Buffalo has dominated this division for the last, 8 years, they have to now look and say, here, look, the evil empire is back again. And they didn't trip when the door was open, when the road was paved. They went right down that road, and they're right back in the Super Bowl. And even if they lose, now again, Seattle's they're early. It's 3.5. Seattle is the favorite early. But even if they lose this thing, it's still for Drake May, for Mike Vrabel in his first year. This is that tone setter of, yeah, we're back, and you got to deal with us now year after year. Because when the Patriots have the opportunity to win, they rarely give it away.
I'm told Seattle is now up to 4.5.
It's 4.5.
Guess the public pounding Seattle.
It moved
early.
pretty quick last night.
That is quick. Yeah, because that was pretty fast.
Within an hour, it went from 3.5 to 4.5.
3.5 to 4.5 within an hour. Okay. Well, We have a whole week we have 2 weeks to think about it, right? We don't have to make a pick till then. You and I both, we all hit, right? Everybody all picked the same things, didn't we?
You and I were both 2-0.
Because Denver, even though they lost, that was a 4.5.
Yeah.
So the 3 is
covered easily. You felt comfortable the whole day.
Felt very good about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing, the Rams, and we'll get to that game and the Sam Darnold of it all, but like that game that was in the bounds, man. There was a lot of times I was wondering, I'm going to watch Stafford come down and win this thing outright.
And can you imagine how bad it would have been if they had come back and won the game, given the way the Rams scored the touchdown to cut it down when they were given a first down after the unsportsmanlike conduct?
Oh, my God.
Then they went right back after him immediately after the taunting penalty, back at him. And Nakua scores. It was one of the worst. It's one of the ways that I really feel bad for a DB. Like, of all the players in sports, all the positions across all of sports, Alan, is there any more position where you can look just like the biggest goat on planet Earth? It's different than goalie. It's different than pitcher.
No, you're right.
It's its own thing, man.
You're roasted. You're roasted, and you're on the island. Like, there's no one else to look at. There was something, though, Peter, that happened when that play, like right as it's happening, that I'll never forget it, and it has nothing to do with anybody on the field. But it's one of those moments, like you just remember a play because of something that happened, and it tells you a lot about something that someone said, and not even said. It wasn't even words. It was a reaction as if I know what's about to happen here, and it tells you a lot about it. It was part of the broadcast. It's something I want to talk about when it comes to that game.
This is after the Woolen
after
taunting?
The penalty, right as Stafford took the ball, right? Steps back, and there's a moment right there where I'm like, oh, my God, that is just savage. And it's part of the broadcast. It's something that we do need to talk about. And, of course, we have calls, 800-919-3776. A lot of coaching things going on in the NFL as well, including with the Jets, who are literally cleaning house. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We'll tell you why we think it's a good thing. Your calls, as I mentioned, there's a team that can't get a coaching hire. They can't get anybody to want to take their job, and for once, it's not the Jets.
Yeah,
the Giants make a move.
The Jets.
Yeah, the Giants make a move at defensive coordinator. Just a lot to get to. An NFL binge coming up at 4:30, but a big part of today, of course, is your calls. We are a 6:30 vehicle today because we have Rangers hockey coming up right after our game. So let's get started on a Monday. Don snowed in. Not really. He's just hanging out in Detroit on his way back to New York where he can get back to work, and he'll be back with us tomorrow. So it's Peter and I with you on ESPN New York.
There's also a lot of reasons why people buy a Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM844681. MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit. Ends 2/2/26.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Did you say someone got shot?
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian.
An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest.
We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. Good afternoon. Much lighter than normal out there on the roads. Looks like a lot of people stayed home because of the winter weather this weekend. We do have some slick and icy spots. You want to take it slow. Problem over on the outbound Gowanus in Brooklyn. SUV spun out by the belt split. Right lane is out. Stopping a ride on the Van Wyck northbound in Queens. A broken down SUV in the center lane over by Queens Boulevard. Free and clear on the Cross Bronx westbound. Heading over to the outbound George. Great ride there from the Bruckner on through. No road work to slow you down on the inbound side. Just about 5 minutes for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels will cost you about 5 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
All right, so Peter, as I was talking about, so in the NFC Championship game, as you pointed out, like that was such a back and forth, and there was mistakes that were paid for immediately. I mean, the botch was that a punt or a kid? It was a punt, right? Like the kid just trips, and that was, first of all, I felt terrible for him because you just watch the replay and his feet just get stuck, falls down, turns it over, and boom, as you should. Sam Darnold scores next pass, touchdown. And man, like on the sideline, they were in a shambles. But then you get it's 3rd and 12, or now it becomes 4th and 12. You get a stop, and you start taunting the Rams sideline, and you get called for a 15-yard penalty for taunting. And so now Stafford walks back on the field, and you had to know what was coming. And it's one of those things that I don't know if anybody heard it, but I know I did. And I
you
rewound
called
it back
right away.
And I rewound it back because I'm like, no way that happened. I thought Tom Brady had a great game. I thought he called, like, I know he started out, he's not very good as an analyst. I think he's gotten better and better and better, and I thought he was really good yesterday.
And he also brings a lot of energy to the whole game.
His enthusiasm really starts to come out. And I always tell athletes this. Don't be afraid to be enthusiastic about your game. You played it. Like, a lot of times they try to be a little too buttoned up, and they're careful because they don't want to sound like they're cheering. But no, you can still have enthusiasm for your game, and Brady certainly does. And you hear Brady the minute the ball is snapped, and he sees Stafford look towards the direction. What was the guy's name that got the penalty again? Woolen.
Yeah.
And you hear him just chuckle. But it was like this, like he knew it was coming. Like, hell yeah, I'm going right at you. You were in my face on the sideline, taunting. Guess who I'm throwing it right at? I'm throwing it at your ass. Watch this.
Touchdown.
And oh my God, he was toast. And it was the way Brady laughed as the ball was like, as Stafford releases the ball, that tells you all you need to know about how petty Tom Brady is. And I love it. Love it. Because he was thinking it too. I guarantee you in that moment, Brady was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going right for this, dude. Well, it's in his head now.
It's the insight of a quarterback. That's what's cool about getting to see someone, because he knows, listen, the guys, the level of elite club that you have to be in to be an NFL MVP quarterback, there aren't that many.
Fair point.
Know. Brady knows how Stafford thinks. He's like, yeah, I know what I'd do. And, man, and then it helps that Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in football. Stafford knows him so well. And in the end, Woolen gets the last laugh. It turns out fine. They end up escaping it.
In the end, it does.
In the moment,
but not
though,
not for him, though.
Anthony and I argued a little bit in the chat.
Okay, good.
Because I was like, was that flag really needed in that moment? And Anthony's like, well, don't be stupid. Don't taunt the bench. I watched the replay multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely swings by the bench and has a little quick jawing. It to me, in the moment, to give a first down, like, because everyone's like, oh, you call it in the fourth quarter the way you do in the first.
But he stepped on the sideline.
Peter, he first of all,
he wasn't on the field. He actually went onto the opponent's sideline to taunt them.
Yeah.
He turned towards
by
those dudes.
By a foot.
Well.
But you're not supposed to turn towards them. He's turning towards them, and he's letting them have. You don't know what he said. You don't know what he said. And the referee's right there when he pulls the flag out. So he heard everything. He turns towards them with all the energy directed at their bench. You cannot do that. You got to be in better control than that. And he's letting them have it. And you see Stafford.
I agree.
Stafford's like, the minute there's all the coaches are yelling, throw the flag. He throws the flag, and Stafford steps out going, oh, I got your ass now. He starts yelling back at him. That you cannot do that, and that's why. And the cameras showed it.
But how many times?
Some of his teammates were giving him crap on the sideline after that.
Oh, I have to, and he deserves to get all the crap. I'm not taking any of that away.
No, you're throwing that flag every day, no matter.
I don't know.
I
think that happens. I bet that happens all the time.
Not at that level, man. You can't flex that.
But I went back and watched it. It's very quick. It's a second of
It's not,
gone.
but then it's not the jawing. It's stepping onto the sideline of the other opponent and talking to them.
Yeah.
That is where it reaches a level where
because
it's
what happens here, Peter?
egregious.
This is why there's a rule. This is why there's a rule. Because you start stepping that way. What if now someone steps in? Now you got a big altercation, a big fight. And then they say the officials lost control of this game.
Everything makes sense. You're right. Listen, everything you're saying is right.
Okay.
But when I thought, oh my God, the game's outcome is going to change because someone jacked their jaw for 2 seconds, I was like, that's tough. But listen, it was the least of the refs' issues yesterday. They called what was a penalty a penalty. If they could just figure out what a catch is, I'd love to know.
Well,
because yet again yesterday, I would love if Don was here.
Go ahead.
I would love if Don was here to talk about what exactly surviving the ground is. Because yet again, another example of catch.
Cooper Kupp
turns, hits the ground. The second his knee hits the ground, the ball flies out of his hand. They didn't even really – I mean, it was another quick decision. Nope, that's a catch. Well, hold on.
I thought it was either incomplete or a fumble. It's one or the other.
So it couldn't have been a fumble. It couldn't have been a fumble because his knees hit the ground. But how is that surviving the ground then?
But then
if the second you hit the ground, you lose the ball, I thought I just learned last week that's not surviving the ground.
You're right about that. Like that, I've got to concede that one because we all fought about it, and we all said the same thing about that play last week where they wrestle to pull the ball away and all that stuff. But that I right away I thought, that's not a catch. I don't understand it, and that's why again, all of us who pound the table about some of these calls, we clearly don't know the rule book as well as the officials do, right? That's true. But, man, like that's one that really surprised me because I thought, oh, okay, that's incomplete. And then how about also, again, Stafford's scary. And he's going down the field in the final minute. Clock's running out, no timeouts. And Nacua catches the ball, and he's trying to get out of bounds. And because his knee touches green grass before it gets to the white grass, the clock keeps running, the game is over.
Can you believe that?
I mean, that's unreal.
Alan,
unreal.
I thought we are about to get Matt Stafford with one untimed down to easily chuck this ball 40 yards. Not a problem.
Yep.
Like Matt Stafford of anyone who could drop back and throw a dart potentially to the end zone from that. And instead, to your point, because you got hands on him as he's sliding, game over. It's crazy games. But both games were really crazy in completely different ways. I enjoyed the hell out of. I mean, listen, I'm disgusted by the Super Bowl matchup. I get no movement. Seattle, New England, it's reverse movement.
Wait a minute. So now this is the world you wanted. Parity. Yeah, let's get everybody gets a chance to come in and play this.
You go to the playoffs.
Everybody gets
go to the playoffs.
Mediocre football. That's what this is. No greatness. Now do you see what I mean about the whole
your take aged exceptionally well
of it all? You need someone to hate. At least I have the Patriots to hate, and I can't because I respect the hell out of the fact that they don't suck for long, and when they come back and you leave the door open for them, they run right through. I gotta respect it.
It's going to be easy for me to hate. I'm going to hate them just fine, but not enough to enjoy it. I mean, I don't know. I'll be excited to watch Bad Bunny. I'll be excited to have some chips and dip, as I always am.
That's about it, though.
I'm going to watch the football, but dude, another. Would this be 7?
7 what?
7th ring for the Patriots?
Yeah, if they get it.
7th since 2000.
Would this be 10th or 11th Super Bowl? No, wait, 12th?
It's their 12th appearance.
12th, yeah, 12th. That's right. I always forget about the one where they got smoked by the Bears. You always forget about 85.
And then the 96 one.
And then the Parcells, getting there, yeah. But I remember that one. But you always forget. Like we all remember the 85 Bears, but we tend to forget who was right.
Oh no, I remember it so well because that was who I thought of the Patriots as for so long. And these youngsters don't understand that the Patriots sucked. Yeah, right. They were Steve Grogan. They were Andre Tippett. This was no great team, and now they are just. And then the Seahawks. The Darnold thing will be fun.
Well, that's why a Jets fan has an easy choice in this game. A Jets fan can sit back and easily root for the Seahawks. You have every reason to do this. You would love to see this for Sam Darnold. How would you not? And also, yes, did the Jets make a mistake? In hindsight, of course they did. By letting him go and drafting Zach Wilson instead of saying, you know what, we have a guy and we believe in him and we're going to keep developing him. We'll pay him we're not going to pay him market value because he hasn't earned that, but we'll give him at least pick up the 5th year or just give him a little extension. Whatever it is, he's our guy. We're going to invest in him. We took the number 3 pick and we got him. He landed in our lap. We're going to develop him. That's what a functioning franchise would do. And then we'll take the 2 pick and maybe we can trade and get multiple picks because somebody else is going to want that pick in a quarterback draft. But we all know that the trend is always to reset and take the new quarterback so you don't have to pay him a lot. Sam hasn't shown you enough. And in fairness, he didn't. Then he bounced around. Carolina, they didn't like him. San Francisco, maybe he rehabbed there. Then he goes to Minnesota. To me, it's Minnesota that should be ruining the day. They said the same thing. We have J.J. McCarthy. We don't need to pay Sam. We have a rookie. We believe in him. He's our guy. So they're the ones that probably now look back and think, you know what, we have this guy in our house, and we let him go. So I don't think a Jets fan should feel any other way other than he was a good dude when he was here with the Jets, and it's a great story to see what he's become. Easy to root for him, and the last thing anybody wants to see is the Patriots getting another championship, right? So it's an easy one. I don't know how you feel in the NFC, but that's how I feel.
No, for me, it's all Sam. You know, I was a big fan of Sam as a person when we had him as a weekly. I was also outspoken from the beginning of I saw something in him, and I really thought it was the Jets. So I kept enjoying watching him improve.
Yeah.
So now to get to see him, and he was such a gentleman, man. Like, you know, when that team was just awful, he'd come on every week, make no excuses, be on time, just show you the kind of man that he was. So to now see him, and I just enjoy watching him play too. Like, you know, is he the world's greatest quarterback I've ever seen? Absolutely not. But he is a solid player. He is exactly the kind of guy that you say, if our team is pretty good, this guy can give us a chance. And he did it. 14 wins in a row with 2 different teams, 2 years in a row. There's a reason for that, man.
Pretty impressive.
He's a solid player.
He's the grandson of the Marlboro Man. Would you expect anything less?
Great point by you.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what he is. All right, 800-919-3776. Let's grab some calls in here. Let's go to Bob in Florida. Bob?
Hello.
What's up, Bob?
I think this is for like the Giants because
all right. Well,
the Super Bowl. I think it's perfect for like the Giants because they give us hope because they were
turn it around. Yeah, we
what
lost.
Did he say?
No. He said no. I understood what he was trying to say. It's a terrible signal. He said this is good sign for the Giants because the Patriots were 4-13 last year, right? Right? 4-13? Yeah. And they turned it around in 1 year with a veteran coach came in, and it all worked out. Drake May, rookie quarterback last year, figuring his way, but by the end you kind of felt like they had him. Going into this year, they were excited about him. All the math kind of is the same, right? And so you're hoping you can have that same type of quick turnaround. So I agree. The Patriots are your example, if you're a Giants fan, of a reason why you bring in a high-level coach who has the resume, who cares, wants the job, all those things, doesn't have to prove anything, and he gets you organized, gets you ready, and you have a decent roster of talent. They got to bring in more talent, of course. That's the example, Peter. You can turn it around in 1 year. Now, I don't know if the Giants are going all the way to the Super Bowl, but it tells you that they could if everything
get right back
falls
in
right.
This thing.
I know you don't want to hear it, but look, I'll tell you the same thing. Your team could do the same thing. Healthy quarterback.
We were
just
there seconds ago.
That's what I mean. So it's to me, that's the example of any team that's really bad, but you feel like your roster is pretty good. You just weren't well coached. You bring in a coach who knows what he's doing that could turn quickly. All right, so we have lots of calls to get to. We're going to get to those next. 800-919-3776, NFL Binge in the 4 o'clock hour. And, of course, a lot more football to get with you. We have a Super Bowl matchup. It might not be the one that everybody expected, but it was one that maybe the NFL predicted. More to come. Stay with us. Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
When it comes to meat and seafood, selection matters, and no one beats Wild Fork Foods. To everyday essentials, to high-quality steaks, to seafood and more, every product is blast frozen to lock in peak flavor and freshness so you get restaurant-quality meats at home for amazing prices. Shop in person at 7 locations across Long Island and New Jersey, or you can order online for same-day delivery. It's easy, it's convenient, and the prices are wild. WildForkFoods.com.
Ox Spine and New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Mary to the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat, score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and everyday 0% financing. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Did you say someone got shot?
Ryan Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian.
An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest.
We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
I gotta be honest. This is one of those sneaky, like, I don't know how popular this is, like, generally, but I've always liked this song. It's not one that I ever would, like, think of to put on, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it's like you would say, right?
At the time, I was very into it at the time. It was a it's the second single off of Eminem's first album.
Right.
Did pretty well. People thought it was very entertaining. There's the hip
it's hilarious.
Dre back and forth.
Yeah.
And then the beat is just, it's a fun little song.
Very, very
now,
good beat.
If Don was here, he'd be yelling at us and saying, why isn't he included? We're trying to do things without him. He's being intentionally left out.
You know,
I like that.
He doesn't know the Voices song.
I like the new trait from Don of complaining when he's not included on the music conversation.
But
I
then
think it's a lot of fun.
But then he goes. We can talk about him. He's not here. And I love him, and I love the fact that on this show we dive into music. I wasn't sure if I knew you would, but I wasn't sure how Don would be, because in my previous shows, especially with Bart, we did spend a lot of time talking music, because I've always seen a connection, a correlation with music and sports. Like, it's always had a connection, right? And all different types. But I have noticed that as enthusiastic as Don is about music he likes, music he doesn't like or doesn't know, he really just puts up a wall.
Well, I thought I had a real mic drop moment last week with Don in terms of he gets very loud and angry with do you know who Abraham Lincoln is? You know, if you don't know something from the past that he's interested in, he thinks you're a lunatic. But two things. One, he's not interested in anything new, particularly. I would say of almost any genre. And number two, like, I don't think he has a blind spot for, like, cultural differences when it comes to, like, music and movies. He sees, like, it's literally Alan, it's the reason I invented Whitish Wednesday as a segment. It's because of people like Don. Like, he doesn't see, because in his life, everyone knew something. If you're like, yeah, I grew up, it didn't hit me at all. He thinks there's actually something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I understand the feeling, because my mind is also blown when I'm like, oh, well, you remember Goodfellas. And someone goes, no, I've never seen Goodfellas. And I go, wow.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to step back and go, wait a second. Not everyone's raised by the same parents. Not everybody has the same kinds of friends. Not everybody had the same radio stations programmed in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what makes you very interesting, because you really do. You may not know the most hardcore of my hip-hop or the most hardcore of his metal, but that middle 80% on both sides, you know all of it. And that's what makes you really interesting to be here, because I'm lost when we go to certain places rock-wise with Don.
Right.
And the second we get past basically Ice Cube or Ice-T or anyone with the name Ice in their name, he's basically lost in hip-hop. Whereas you cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, I think I'm more like I'm the connector. Like, I'm in the middle of both. I don't know the extremes of both of your places, but I can connect the two. And I try to like with you, I find you to be more receptive to, I don't know, let me hear it. And there are times we've played things for you where you just all of a sudden bob your head like, I like that, because you understand beats. But you play things for Don, and he just gives you that stoic, just completely expression. No, I don't like it. I can live without.
He very rarely asks, like, what is this, with a sense of curiosity. Yeah. It's mostly if he asks, he's good.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I've always been sort of like an amoeba with music. I just who I'm around. Because for me, it's like anything good, it's got to have something to it that will connect with you. I'll always give it a chance. And there's stuff that I'm like, that sucks.
Let's just point something out here. Let's just point something out here, though.
What?
I mean, it was a very telling moment when Donald told us recently that he literally never owned a Michael Jackson album.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, that is culturally very interesting. And I want to say this delicately. I know we live in very sensitive times, and with good reason. I mean, listen, there's White, and then there's I don't even have a Michael Jackson album. I mean, that is like, do you see the wall behind me, Alan? Not the Biggie part. Do you see the other part? That's White.
Yeah.
I mean,
pure white.
He's like, what's the one?
That paint color is called pure white. Yeah.
The one before Thriller off the wall. And so it's like, so what I'm saying. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. We all are who we are. But you got to remember that people are different.
Like this behind me, I don't know if you could see that. That's just a smattering of CDs, right? Right up here.
Just reach it. Why don't you just reach back and grab? Like, let's play a game. Just reach back and grab something. Don't look at it though. I don't want you to see what you're grabbing.
No, you can see. I'm reaching for the first thing.
Oh, okay, a stack.
But I'm making sure I grab like a nut, right? So here's all you need to know. Ready? I just grabbed it.
All right.
All right?
Boom. Enter the Wu-Tang, number one.
This one didn't even open. This because I had to get a new one. The other one skipped.
A sealed Illmatic he hasn't opened yet. Tony Braxton. Wow. Love should have brought you home last night. Am I right?
Mary J.
Okay. Mary J.
More
he doesn't
Mary
know.
J.
He doesn't really know Mary J.
No.
Wait. My Life also?
Yeah.
Sade?
Yeah. And then watch. Here we go. Ready? And then it goes to that.
Bang. By the way, these are great CDs.
That explains Alan Hahn.
This doesn't make sense.
Take one more stack. I want one more. I want to see. Pick from another area. No, move over.
Move over?
Yeah, go to a different area. Let's see if he grabs from a different spot.
Let me see. Where do I?
Yeah, just grab whatever. Don't plan it. Here we go. All right.
All right. Here. Oh boy.
Here we go. Another stack. Okay. Boom. Musicarium. Stevie Wonder.
And I had to keep going.
All right. Boom. Another random Stevie Greatest Hits.
One that Don likes.
Purple Rain. We finally got Don for one.
And then I got the two more Princes. And then here we go. Ready? Together. Out of the blue.
The Forrest Gump soundtrack.
And then even more. This one's going to blow your mind. This is completely out of the blue. Ready?
All right, here we go. The When Harry Met Sally soundtrack.
Harry Connick Jr. is a favorite of mine. Tremendous.
And he has the main song on that?
Oh, yeah. It Had to Be You.
Oh, he did that.
He did that. Yeah, all that stuff. But, I mean, we could just keep, this goes all the way down, and it just, again, it's the eclectic whatever I am.
Well, no, as Cam Newton would say, eclectic.
Eclectic.
Yeah,
we do have to pronounce it properly.
You're a very eclectic guy.
Very eclectic human. And I if I could reach up there, I would. Here, you know what? I'm going to do it real quick. Wait till you see this one because it's vinyl.
Hold on.
And this again shows you.
He's going for vinyl. And he's got the gong behind him, the black basketball, nice Beatles Rubber Soul vinyl, like you dream about, an original. Look at that. And listen, Don would be there for that, but the Mary CDs, he'd go, what is that? What are you looking at?
What I want to tell you is that this is not like some fakakta. I found this in some. This is original.
Is that from your childhood?
My mother.
Original from all the way from your mom?
Mom. Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
So it's just, and that's.
And listen, I don't want to. I'm not bad mouthing. By the way, I'm not bad mouthing Don. He does have diverse taste in music. It's just not all the way diverse. Now, I don't go to metal, but I am interested in almost every genre other than.
Don's diversity is he likes Coke, but every now and then
he likes Diet Coke.
He'll take a Diet Coke. He's fine with that. And
they have Coke Zero? I'll try Coke Zero.
But
if you say, hey, how about
I feel
root
like
beer?
I'm the connector, and it allows us to talk music more than you probably have in the past because you guys are so on opposite sides on a lot of things, and I love the fact that the connector of all three of us is yacht rock. Because that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
It's the connector of the universe. Let's be honest.
But because it's a little bit of rock and a little bit of soul all put together, and that's I think that's what this show's all about. All right, well, that was a whole segment. We have tons of calls. We're going to get to those next, I promise, so stay right there, 800-919-3776. No lines are open right now, so we got to get to you guys, but also have to get to the Jets off season and how they have cleaned house. And it's interesting what they've done with that coaching staff. What does it say about Aaron Glenn? We'll tell you that and more coming up. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months, or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 379853. MSRP $33,425. Zero security deposit. APR $14.20 per $1,000 finance. Ends 2/2/26.
Rangers fans, shoot your shot with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Add some excitement to every Rangers game this season by downloading the BetMGM app and getting instant access to a variety of parlay selection features and live betting options. Enjoy same-game parlays, player props, boosted odds specials, the best daily promotions in the business, and so much more when you sign up. The chase is on for the next Stanley Cup. So get hyped for Rangers action all season long with an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Ah, the Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The Internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
402 in the big city with Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. Don LaGreca on his way back to the East Coast, which, as everybody knows, was not an easy thing to do this weekend. Peter, there was almost 3,000 flights canceled over the weekend at the three major airports here, from Newark to JFK to LaGuardia. You know, so I imagine today is one of those, you got to get where you got to get. Today's finally the day to do it. There was a story of a family that was left stranded on vacation. I think it was Antigua. And it's like, of all places to get stuck.
Well,
not so bad.
Yeah, it could be worse. I mean,
although you've probably got to pay, got to pay for another night, and that's coming out of your pocket. That's not easy, but still.
So I originally thought that right now I was going to leave in an hour to run to the airport, go to
you
Toronto.
Got a big flight coming, yeah.
Go to Toronto. Once I get to Toronto, which is colder than here, and they got snow too, then I would take a car from Toronto to Hamilton, about 45 minutes, to get on the charter to go to Riyadh. And then when everything went crazy this weekend, I was like, if there's a way for me to not do that, can we not? And then we found a flight, JFK to Riyadh tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I'm here with you till 6:30. Gets relaxed tonight. Spend the night with Natalie and the baby, and I'll just go directly to Riyadh tomorrow for what should be a very interesting and fun week in Saudi Arabia for the first time. Royal Rumble, of course, Saturday night on your ESPN vehicles. The WrestlePalooza one was like a little teaser of what was to come with WWE. I think everyone sees Royal Rumble as like the real launch of the ESPN WWE situation. So, anyways, the travel thing just freaked me out. Like, it sucks with not knowing if everything is going to get rearranged. And obviously, how could you know anything this weekend? It was madness.
No, you can't. So you've got that coming up, and so you've got some big stuff happening, not only there this weekend or the coming weekend, but later this week, see on some ESPN vehicles, get up and whatnot. So,
yeah, I haven't got my schedule, but I'm gonna be on there talking about the wrestling. I know our friend Seth Rollins was on First Take today with Stephen A. and Ryan Clark. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot this week because the Rumble. The beautiful thing about the Royal Rumble is, if you're like a lapsed fan, like you, I used to love WWE when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in forever. Or I come and go, yeah, like you, Alan. It is like the perfect jump back in. Saturday night, or it's airing Saturday afternoon here. Okay. Saturday afternoon, be like, oh, wait, the Rumble's on? Mm-hmm. You could just throw it throw it on, and be immediately drawn back
hooked
in.
again, right? Yeah.
Because the nature of that event is just so fun. So, yeah, I think the start time's 1 or 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
2 o'clock, they're
ESPN.
saying start time?
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean that it doesn't go live local time in Riyadh till 10? That's fascinating.
You would
I've
know
done the
better
math,
than me.
folks.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we'll get all the
you
details.
don't have one of your clocks sent to Riyadh?
Me? No. No.
That's interesting.
I only had that to Abu Dhabi back in October, but that was only for a couple of days.
It's currently 12:05 a.m.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it's 8 hours. That'll be interesting, man. I've never done a show where the actual event starts that late locally. But I guess they had to do it. They pushed it later to give a later in the afternoon start time in the U.S.
Well, think about it. Right. You want to get an audience in there, right? So that's
in West Coast, it's still 11 a.m.
Damn. That's true, too. Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting as much of the audience as you can. Speaking of audience, I'm curious
let's talk to these people.
Well, but I'm also curious to see what the rating is going to be for yesterday's games. The AFC game especially, because middle of the day, it was snowing like crazy in the Northeast throughout most of the country. They were dealing with a lot of crippling weather. People were stuck inside. The AFC Championship game last year, Chiefs-Bills, got a record number, 57.7.
Oh, yeah. It was a Super Bowl. It was like It wasn't Super Bowl. It was like
but
half Super Bowl.
So think about it. What do you think yesterday it could have gotten? So I'm curious to see that number when it does come out. And then the game in the NFC game was a very good game, but a little bit later in the day. So once we get that, we'll pass it on to you. We'll get into the Jet stuff momentarily, but we have a lot of people want to talk to, so let's do it. 800-919-3776. Let's go through it. We start with, let's take Dre in Boise, Idaho.
What's up, Alan? Hey, Peter, you got me?
We got you.
Yo, we got you, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, Alan, I think you're way off base with there not being any greatness in this Super Bowl, man. I'm going to lay some stuff out for you. I think this Seahawks team is a great team. All right? They got one of the best special teams units in football. Their defense is the best in the league. They've got the second best receiver in football, if he's not the first.
Smith and
Jigba. That one-handed grab
unreal.
he made?
Oh, he's unreal. Unreal. He's a talent, no question. And I love the coach.
Had 3 losses.
Understand, I think the coach is phenomenal. Another one of these, he's a young coach, but he's really good. What he's done in 2 years there, you can't overstate it. He was a fantastic coach. I guess I think what I mean by, I'm not saying it's not a great team, but I mean when I talk about like greatness, this might be the beginning of it. Who knows? And then years from now I'll laugh and say, remember when I thought they really weren't that big of a headline? Now all of a sudden they're the team to beat in the NFC every year.
So you're just talking dynasty then.
Yeah,
you're talking repeatable.
Sizzle.
You're talking multiple years.
Sizzle. Now they could have a phenomenal Super Bowl. They could be great. And you could see great performances. Again, Smith and Jigba, he is a unreal talent. There's no question. Their defense is really good, and they're well coached. And then Sam's a great story. But, like the Chiefs come with a lot more than just a football team, right? The Eagles have what they've had going over the last couple of years, which is either you love them or you hate them, very Patriots-like from the past. That's the only point I think I'm making is.
So are you telling me
there's no evil empire?
Sam Darnold's going to have to start dating Sabrina Carpenter for this to get some sizzle for you and get that Chiefs flair?
See, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
I mean, would it hurt? Would it?
And while you're at
and
while you're at it, how did they not show Cardi B at all during the Patriots game? Nothing. Not a sniff.
Yeah,
I assumed she wasn't there.
Yeah, I didn't even you know what? Until you brought it up, I didn't know. I didn't even think about it. Because you're right.
It is kind of weird. Like, she's very into it.
Yeah.
She's tight with Kraft.
Well, you
like
saw
she was already
trash
friendly
talking
with
a
Robert
fan,
Kraft.
and there was a little girl around or something. Yeah, so
she's a complete wild card, which I understand maybe makes them scared a little bit of. But like, Cardi's so entertaining and such a star, and you need storylines for this game. If I don't get more Cardi come Super Bowl time, I'm calling conspiracy theory on the Swifties. What the hell's going on? Cardi, I mean, I know she's not Taylor Swift. She is still rocking, I think, 100 million followers on Instagram. And we need every story we can get because I can only hear about Drake May and Sam Darnold so many times.
All I was saying was it's the sizzle thing. That could change, but there's always something about it. Again, certain teams, when they're there, there's just a little something extra, but maybe the game will take over from there. Justin in Massapequa. Justin, you're up next.
I at most think the Yankees are going to go to the World Series again and at least lose in the World Series again and at most win in the World Series again. And I told my dad's mother's brother 2 years ago when the Yankees had Soto that I thought we were going to go to the World Series then and at least lose, at most win, and we did end up going to the World Series that year, but we ended up losing. But anyway, Peter, I want to get your guys' take on that. And Peter, I also, with the Woolen thing, I know what you said about that before, but what if the Seahawks ended up losing yesterday, and then would your takes from today after they won yesterday, if that would have happened and they would have ended up losing, would your takes from yesterday, from today, change today if the Seahawks ended up losing?
Right. Yeah.
Well, Justin, it's a great point. So just to be clear, I want to be clear about this. I absolutely think it was a deserved penalty. My only question was, in those moments, sometimes I think, oh man, 3rd and 12. It was now a 4th and 12. Mm-hmm. We're giving them a first down. I whatever. I certainly can't argue though. You're right. He stepped on the line. It is what it is. You got to call it. If they go on to lose that game, it is one of the dumbest and worst sequences I have ever seen in a football game. To have gotten them off the field on 3rd and 12. And now, not only do they stay on the field, but they pick on you and score a touchdown, then go on and score again. And
tremendous.
It would have been, honestly, I don't want to overstate this. I swear to God, Alan, I do not think this is an over-exaggeration. That is a life-changing hour of that man's life.
Yep.
That is your entire trajectory of who you are. I know this sounds dramatic, but Alan, you work with athletes every day. The way that they operate, you don't know if you're ever getting back. You don't know what's going to happen. If you cost your team a trip to the Super Bowl and it was truly on your back, man, I'll just say this, I'm happy for the guy. I'm just happy for the guy it didn't happen. Would have been brutal.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like when keeping it real goes wrong. Remember the Dave Chappelle skit when keeping it real goes wrong?
Yeah.
And like one thing can lead to another, and before you know
and then you find yourself right. Exactly.
But instead, guess what? They got to stop.
Like you can flip it. Xavier Smith, how did that turn him? That whole moment where the punt's coming right to him. He just slips. Special teams been an issue for the Rams all season. And then the next time there's a punt, is he on the field? Nope. He gone.
Now listen, you're right. So here's the thing. That's a really bad one.
That's a moment now that he's got to live with because you could argue that they scored immediately, and that could have that. Now you're chasing those 7 points the rest of the game because you couldn't field the punt.
And it's like, he's a 28-year-old receiver, right, who's got special teams duties. You blow a moment like that, really, really hard to get up from. That being said, at least it wouldn't have been a mental error. It was a physical slip, right? Like it sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
Yeah, that's
But the
terrible.
truth is, on some level, you have to be able to get through. Like this is a game where things like that happen every day.
Mm-hmm.
You just blatantly choosing, I'm going to go celebrate us getting a stop to the point that we no longer got the stop. Like, do you realize how dumb that is? The reason he was celebrating is because he held him from getting a first down. You gave him a first down.
You know what? That's a great way to put it. Celebrating the stop.
To the point that you no longer had it.
Getting the stop. That's keeping it real goes wrong, as you said. And he's lucky that they saved his ass from that disaster. But I love the accountability on the sideline. Guys were not happy with him about that. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? And that's a good thing when you see that on a sideline. All right, so we'll get back to your calls. We got an NFL binge coming up, but let's get into something more closer to home on the football front, which is number one, the Giants get their defensive coordinator. It's not exactly, it's Dennard Wilson, and so there was different names that were involved in this one. We were wondering which direction they'd go. They bring in Wilson, and it's funny. Anthony, remind me again. So Jordan Renan was on with the guys this morning. What was the line that he used when describing this hire?
Well, he actually, I think it was Dave that texted Jordan.
Oh, he texted?
And said, so what are your thoughts on this? I don't think they got him today. And in so many words, Jordan said, well, Harbaugh wanted him, so probably a good hire. I think we're at the point here until something happens where everything that is John Harbaugh blessed is going to be considered a good decision by this organization.
You would have to think so. So this is all reputation, right? Like that's kind of the way it goes. Now, he has been somebody that has interviewed with the Giants before. He was with the Titans the last 2 seasons, but this really is more about Harbaugh than anything else. Now, I say this only because there's a name that the Jets also had in mind. As you know, they're looking for a defensive coordinator. And as you know, there was some talk recently the Jets having a hard time getting anybody to want to take any of these jobs. But right now, after Aaron Glenn cleaned house, with 7 or more assistants have now been fired. And they're looking for, even with Tanner Engstrand, who was hired to be the offensive coordinator, he's pretty much understood that he's not going to be calling plays next year. They're not getting rid of him, but they're sort of giving him a bit of a demotion, which is probably necessary because he came in and experienced as a play caller as it is. And Frank Reich's name has come up as a potential target. Very experienced guy, but he, haven't really seen him have great success. He didn't have great success as a head coach in Carolina. But on the defensive side, you have Wink Martindale, who seems like an obvious veteran-type hire, who the last time he was a DC in the league had the Giants' defense playing well. And when they got rid of him because Brian Daboll and him couldn't get along, how'd the Giants' defense do after Wink Martindale left? They fell apart. They were not the same. So would Wink be a good hire? Again, a guy that Harbaugh's worked with the Ravens before, and he's had success there. But another name that I would keep an eye on is Jim Leonhard. Now, Jim Leonhard is not, he's kind of just like Aaron Glenn, somebody that he's a former Jet, former Raven, somebody that has kind of climbed his way up the way in when it comes to coaching. And he has become sort of a name that people have been looking in on, interviewing. And in fact, again, the Giants did talk to him. I do think it's important to have somebody that has some personal care in this thing. I think Wink wants to get back in the league, and I think he's got the relationship with Harbaugh. He's had success, and you don't think he wants to play. He wants to have success with the Jets, all invested, not only for himself, but also so that the Giants can see that, yeah, you got rid of me. How'd that work out? Now I'm over here. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. But when you see a coach clear out his coaching staff, it can look like dysfunction. I don't think this is dysfunction. I think this is Aaron Glenn realizing I took a job. I couldn't really get high-level people to take the job. I hired inexperienced people. The results are what they were, and I got to do better. I got to get a better staff. And so he cleaned house, and he's trying to now get experienced guys to come in and help him. I don't have a problem with this. This does not look like dysfunction. This looks like a head coach that rather than trying to be defiant as if I know what I'm doing, these are my guys, him saying, no, we got to be better, and I got to bring in better, more experienced coaches, not only to help me, but to help the team. It's the right way to go.
I'm sorry, now, ever since we had this spoke a few minutes ago, I've been thinking about Xavier Smith. You sent me into the vortex now.
You started searching about him?
Well, right when you did it, I just looked. I didn't realize, Alan, he's 28, but he's only been in the league for 2 years, and he mostly just catches punts.
It's really it's what you are, and that was a moment. When he put two hands on his head like this, right after it happened. Like I almost like that's one of those moments where the only a Seahawks fan is cheering there. Everybody else is going, "Oh my God, that poor guy," right? You had to be thinking, oh, my God, that poor guy.
And it happened twice. You know, the first one bounced off his chest, and he jumped right on it. And if you watch what happened with the stumble down,
it just
you
his
can
feet.
see it's nerves, though. Like, it's honestly, Alan, I watched it. I literally related to it. It's like if I were put in a physical situation where you only have to do this one thing. Don't mess this up. Like, oh, I got this. It's like, but obviously this is a guy, he still made it to the league. He's obviously a great athlete. But sometimes there's that line of ready for prime time and not all the way ready. Because if it happens twice in a game, Alan, one bounces off your chest, the other one you stumble backwards and fall over, it just probably mentally he was cooked.
And that's why you didn't see him out on the field again. All right, well, on the Jets coaching stuff, let's just hear from Rich Cimini, who's been covering the Jets since they were called the Titans, I believe. He was on with Bart and Carlin. And here's why I brought up Jim Leonard. And Bart, by the way, Bart Scott, who has known Jim Leonard as a teammate in Baltimore and New York, always raved about him as a teammate, really smart guy. He's always talked up Jim Leonard as somebody that he's had a high regard for, because Bart doesn't suffer like if you're a low IQ player, he calls you out. He hates when he sees players that aren't smart or aren't paying attention to details. He'll tell you all about Jim Leonard as a guy that's definitely about that. So here's Cimini talking about Jim Leonard as an intriguing candidate for the Jets.
I think there's some intrigue left with Jim Leonard of the Broncos, who, from what I was told, was very impressive with the Jets, is impressive to the Jets. Aaron Glenn knows him from their Cleveland days, believe it or not. I think it was 2014 when Leonard was finishing up his playing career and Aaron Glenn was just starting his coaching career. You know, he was the assistant DB coach, so they do know each other a little bit. And I think Leonard, former University of Wisconsin, D.C., of course, former teammate of Bart Scott, you know, has a really promising future as a coach. And now that the Broncos are done, he can move on if he so pleases. So, you know, perhaps the Jets are taking a second interview with Leonard before they make any decisions. But I do think if I had to install a favorite at this point, I would say Wink Martindale.
And Wink, again, like I said, he had the relationship with Harbaugh, and yet Harbaugh went a different direction. So Wink taking the job with the Jets, you get an experienced guy. It's something that Glenn's going to have to understand. I'm the head coach. He has to be a head coach now instead of a defensive-minded head coach. And that's what he's got to allow. He's got to allow Wink to do what he does if that's the hire. But, again, like I said, Leonard is interesting.
Interesting.
What about the attractiveness of the job? Here's Cimini on that.
It's not an attractive position. I mean, the head coach just went 3-14. He's going to be on the hot seat this year. So anybody who takes that job knows there's the possibility of it being a one and done. Secondly, you're coming into an organization where the head coach is a defensive-minded coach. So how much control will you really have over the defense if you're the new coordinator? I think that's a question as well. It'd be different if you were an offensive head coach. Then you know you're going to be able to run your own show on defense. Now, to Glenn's credit, he did give Steve Wilks the autonomy last year. Maybe he was biting off his own nose there by doing that, but he gave Wilks the control to run the defense, and Wilks ran it into the ground. So, I mean, yeah, it's not an attractive position. They're probably not going to – although, look, hey, Jim Leonard is a pretty hot candidate. If they could land at Jim Leonard, I would say that would be a win for the Jets.
Now, any part of you get a little more movement for Leonard just on account of – I don't want to use that word disrespectfully to Wink, but the old retread versus like the hot up-and-comer. I mean, Jim Leonard's 43, right? Yeah. He played with Bart. He's a young guy.
I get
who
it.
There's excitement. Is there any part of you that gets a little more excited about maybe finding that guy instead of going back to one we've seen a bunch of times?
Yeah, I totally understand that, right? Like that's what you would think. And I also know that if Glenn keep his hands off it? Can he stay out of the way? Can he let Wink just run it? Because he is a defensive guy. Now, as Rich pointed out, he let Wilks do it. But we saw with Dable that Wink didn't want to hear from Brian Dable about the defense. Leave me alone. Don't talk about my side of the ball. You worry about offense. That's because Dable was an offensive coach, right? He was an offensive coordinator, became a head coach. This is a different situation. Can they coexist? Because Wink he's a big personality guy. He's going to have things to say. He's going to want to talk to the media. That's just how he is. But he got results when he was with the Giants. You can't argue with that. So I wonder about that. Because you're right. With a guy like Leonard, this would be like Green Bay interviewed him for their defensive coordinator. Now, they went with Jonathan Gannon instead. They just announced that. So it's not like this would be an out-of-the-blue hire that nobody else has talked about. He has been talked about. So you do make a good point about what would be the better thing. I think what would be a better thing is to make sure that whoever you hire, like this is somebody that has experience, that knows what they're doing, because the Jets desperately need people that know what they're doing. Because last year, that looked like a franchise that nobody knew what the hell they were doing, except for special teams. That was really it.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they go. Steelers, by the way, have a new head coach, and it makes an interesting connection to where they go at quarterback. That and more coming up on the NFL Binge next. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Listen, I know the mentality. You try to play through pain and walk it off. Push through one more day. But when it comes to neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that's a losing game. That's when you call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he focuses on non-surgical solutions that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no dependence on pain meds. He builds you a custom game plan for you so that you can move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Same day or next day appointments are available. Visit SandwellPain.com. Stop managing pain. Start beating it.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Definitely want to reduce your speed out there on the roads. We've got some slick and icy spots. Problem over on the Grand Central westbound by LaGuardia and Queens. Crash involving a pickup truck that spun out and is facing the wrong way. Only the right lane is squeezing by. Traffic is stopped there from City Field. Still have that SUV that spun out on the outbound Gowanus. Right lane blocked by the belt split in Brooklyn. Much later than normal on the Staten Island Expressway westbound. Free and clear heading over to the West Shore. Great ride on all of your purchase heading over to the outbound George. Problem free on the Cross Bronx westbound from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels no more than 5 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing! And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing! Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing!
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is...
We're going to rub football all over ourselves today.
I did consume a lot of football back in the day, pre-kids, in my underwear.
The NFL Binge.
You watching every game, baby? Are you watching?
That watching in your underwear thing, I never could understand that.
No,
what is it about sitting in your underwear
for you.
watching football?
No, let me translate.
Please.
Please. What he was saying is, before the days of having kids, that's because Don in the day would sleep right till noon. So what he meant is, it's Sunday, you wake up at 11:45, you have breakfast, you're walking around in your underwear, and you just throw on the TV at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. So it's like September when you're doing this.
What do you mean it's like September?
Well, you're not doing that now.
Why not?
I don't know.
If your house has heat,
you know
do
what?
whatever you want.
800-919-3776. If you're single and you we don't even need to. Jake?
I'm absolutely doing that now.
You're straight up, out of bed, still in underwear.
I still got drawers, yep.
All right, so do you sleep naked or do you just have drawers on when you sleep?
No, I have drawers on. I can't sleep naked. It's too much swinging going around.
Oh, look at you. Look at this guy.
Wow.
How about that? Look at him. Look at him. He's a tripod.
Tripod?
This is a thing, though. Because, my son does that. He doesn't sleep. He says it's so comfortable to sleep completely naked. Loves it.
If it's like soak sheets that I have on one night, I could probably do it, but consistently, no. It's just too much work.
That's Zach discovered that when he went off to, I think it was prep school, and he just loves it. It's just so comfortable.
Listen, you get to a certain age, you move on from the sitting around, I think, in your underwear too long once the day starts. I start the day, I'm strolling around for a while in my boxers, but then at some point it's like, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I got 3 girls in the house. What am I doing?
Come on. You're
I'm an old man too. Nobody needs to see that. When you get once you hit about once you get to 40, just clean it up. You can't. So Jake, enjoy it while you can.
Stop me if you've heard this before, guys. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they are.
It looked as if Stiddy was going to give New England a hard time. He hit Mims with a really important touchdown early, the 6-yard TD. I'm sorry, Mims the big shot, then the 6-yard TD to Sutton to give the Broncos the 7-0 lead. But then the Pats defense clamped down.
Change at the line of scrimmage, right foot forward. Stidham takes the snap. Patriots with a blitz. He backpedals. He's in trouble. Pressure by Ellis. Ball is loose. It bounds along the far side. Picked up by Ponder. He's going to run into the end zone. It's a scoop and score for the Patriots if it stands.
There's
Alex
your
Kemp has
inexperience.
dropped the flag. There's been no signal yet from the officials.
After discussion on the field, it was a backward pass by the quarterback.
There you go.
Picked up by New England.
Yes!
First down for the Patriots at the spot of recovery.
Not a challenge by the Pats per se. Grable keeps the red flag, and the Patriots.
So much going on in that call.
I mean, the former players doing color commentary, they don't even.
Is that Zolak?
He was fighting.
Yeah.
He was fighting it bad. But still, that's from 98.5 The Sports Hub. Of course, that they end up then after the review, they don't get to advance the ball, but they score. And they tie the game. It stays that way until the third quarter.
Now, wait, before you go on, I just want to add that the official admitted that he blew the whistle too soon and he should not have.
Yeah.
And so even though they score, even though they do go on to score, that should have played on.
Yeah, it was
that
actually
should have played on. So they did admit the mistake there. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, so some missed kicks from both teams, a failed fourth down conversion for Denver. The Pats take a 10-7 lead on the first drive of the third quarter. The weather gets super ugly, and then things got very, very ugly for the Broncos.
Shoulder high snap. Stidham stands in, throws a deep ball down the right side. Jumps out of the intercept for New England. He waited out a floater. He floated the receiver. He has the pick. And the Patriots are 2 minutes and 11 seconds away with a 10-7 lead. With one timeout plus the 2-minute warning remaining for Denver, New England is that close to the next step in this postseason.
The Patriots have averaged 18 points a game so far in the playoffs, the fourth fewest by a team entering the Super Bowl, and the fewest since 1979. The three teams lower than New England were 1 and 2 in the Super Bowl. Now, the night game featured a little bit more excitement, a little more back and forth between Seattle and the Rams, two NFC West rivals, with Seattle leading 17-13 at halftime thanks to a late second quarter touchdown drive by Sam Darnold. Seattle punted on their opening drive, which would have given L.A. a chance to take the lead, but
Michael Dixon will punt. Xavier Smith, the deep man for the Rams. And this again, another rainmaker, high spiral. Smith falls down. Ball, Seahawks. Smith backing up, trying to call fair catch. Falls down and the ball hits him. The Seahawks recover, and they are inside the 20-yard line on the Hawks on offense. The first mistake by the Rams tonight, and the first turnover of the game. Seattle has the ball, 1st and 10.
That's from 710 Seattle Sports, and we were talking earlier about Xavier Smith, and Alan, you pointed it out. After it happened, he throws his hands on his helmet. Like,
devastating.
Oh, my God, the second it happens.
Yep.
After the game, Stafford said, I told him I loved him, and I do. The guy wants to be out there and make every play he possibly can, and sometimes it doesn't happen. I've been in those situations. It doesn't change how I feel about the human being, the person, the player. I love the guy. I trust him and wish nothing but the best for him. Obviously a mistake he doesn't want to have happen, but we had our opportunities after that to grab a hold of the game and make enough plays to win. We just didn't do it. McVay went on to say it was costly as well, of course, and said it's tough because X-Man has been so reliable. He bobbled the first one. We were lucky to get back on it. That one, it was costly. I love him. He's done a nice job. Alan, the fact of the matter is a lot of people are pointing to that. They still easily could have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
That was early in the – it's a big play. It goes from 17-13 to 24-13.
And that's
but
the problem.
It's early in the third.
There's certainly enough time. But in games of that magnitude, you can't chase 7 points that were gifted. You just can't.
It's tough.
You know, that's
tough.
the problem, is you're chasing gifted 7 points. Now, you could argue, again, on the other side, you were gifted because, you know, knucklehead starts yelling at the sideline, he gets called for 15 yards, and then you score on the next play. So did that equal out? Did it even out? One mistake for another mistake? You know, that maybe you could argue that, but still, in that moment, that's devastating. Because one is a choice. This guy chose to yell at the sideline. He chose to taunt when you know you shouldn't do that in that moment. The other guy just tripped. He tripped.
It happens.
He's got to live with that. So
yeah, and both can change things, man.
Amazing.
Like, again, the guy's 28 years old. He's been in the league for 2 years. Really, that's what he does. Is he returns punts, and to have it fall apart on you in the big spot, it's a super tough moment. Okay, some Super Bowl notes.
Okay.
Both the Patriots and Seahawks were 25-1 to win their conference and 60-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Entering the season, they are the biggest long shots to win their conferences since the Bengals in 21, who were 75-1 for the conference and 125-1 for the Super Bowl.
Joe Cool.
Based on the preseason betting odds, this is one of the most improbable Super Bowls of all time.
Or
the
is
first
it,
Super
Peter?
Bowl in over 50 years between two teams that entered the season at least 60-1 to win the Super Bowl. Man, the last two teams, 50-1 or longer, both reached the Super Bowl, was 1981, the Bengals and the Niners. Now, in baseball, the 2023 World Series featured the Rangers, who were 50-1, beating the Diamondbacks 125-1. By the way, you want to talk about a World Series that is blocked from my memory of having even happened.
I'm with you on that.
The Rangers and the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I was so out that year.
I remember during that World Series, we were even talking about how many didn't watch versus who did. Like that really was one that was way off the radar for a lot of people because you talk about sizzle, lack thereof, nothing there. No movement.
No
Sleep
movement.
naked, no movement.
No. You can do whatever you want.
Right?
We talked about the path that the Patriots took to get to the Super Bowl, including beating a struggling at the time Chargers team. Well, the Chargers hired Miami Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel as their new
this
OC.
is interesting. Yeah.
And let's hear from Mike McDaniels with, announcing the news as only he can.
That's our favorite plane we're on.
It was huge.
Huh. This is going to be bright.
So we're just doing like a quick intro. Right? Everything will be right on camera. If you don't mind, this is basically just introduce yourself. I'm Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a vape question, is it?
No vape question.
You know how you guys roll. All right. What's up? Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
Okay.
Anthony, take me through what's happening there.
Well, before anybody announced it, the Chargers put out a video which looked like it was a confessional with Mike McDaniel, and what you heard was what happened.
Yeah.
Is he saying he was asking if he could vape in the question?
He's sitting in front of a bowl with what looks like folded up pieces of paper that I'm sure he'll have to pick out of and answer questions for. Okay. It's a white room. Check the Chargers X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And as far as I could tell, that was how I found out that Mike McDaniel was the offensive coordinator of the LA Chargers.
People were assuming that he was caught vaping during a game one time a couple of years ago. So it's kind of followed him, this whole notion that he's sort of that guy.
Got it.
So now that he's in LA, like you've just that's all bets are off now.
Listen, he had some there's some charm to Mike McDaniel. I think him to call in plays is the perfect spot for him to be in.
That's where he should be. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I'll tell you the perfect spot for you to be. It would be on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Sure would.
One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its season. Okay, the tab will close. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, that would be Seattle, or you're riding with the dog, that would be the Pats, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. I hit on FanDuel over the weekend. I hit Darnold 300 over passing yards.
Nice move.
Can you believe that was like plus 400, 450 or something?
Yeah, well,
for him to go over 300.
Him in a big spot. People weren't expecting him to have
you're right.
Big moment. So you were smart to
Felt good early though. Right away, you're going, all right, this guy's chucking it.
Good call.
And then after the Super Bowl, guys, the season's over and football's officially done. So it's the last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 and over in physically present New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y 467-369.
What were the
That'll
odds?
do it for the binge.
Before.
Sorry?
Well, I was going to say, before we wrap it up, what were the odds that Shedeur Sanders would be a Pro Bowl quarterback?
Oh, you know,
if you put a little change on that,
well, and the
Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders, you can't take that away from him. For those wondering, this is legit. It's not. We're not having fun with this.
No, it's
Drake
not
May
legit.
Can't
but
make
it's
the
legit.
Pro Bowl because he's in the Super Bowl. So the next quarterback named to the Pro Bowl is Shedeur Sanders. That's a real thing.
No, it really happened.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if I'd say it's legitimate, but it really
well,
happened.
What I mean by legit is that it's going to have his name
exists.
on the roster. Yeah, and that was once a thing in the NFL to be a Pro Bowler. And I love Shedeur. I love the story. I'm rooting for him. But man, not sure how you justify that.
It's well, I want to know. I want to see the betting accounts of all the people ahead of him who dropped down. How many people did it take? It was just how many people dropped out before they got to him?
How many people said no? Yeah, I haven't seen that part of the story yet. I just saw.
I mean, that's got to be pretty far down. I mean, look at the stats.
Wow.
But people are like, "No, I'm on vacation, bro."
Yeah. But yes, that is the binge. Great job, Peter. There's a lot there, and there's a lot more to get to. We have calls at 800-919-3776, and I want to pay off something. And you had mentioned it in the binge, how this is a matchup that not many people really expected, Seahawks and Patriots. But there's a graphic that the NFL put out at the very start of the season. Did it predict the Super Bowl? I got to tell you what I saw. Coming up next, Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Rangers fans, shoot your shot with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Add some excitement to every Rangers game this season by downloading the BetMGM app and getting instant access to a variety of parlay selection features and live betting options. Enjoy same-game parlays, player props, boosted odds specials, the best daily promotions in the business, and so much more when you sign up. The chase is on for the next Stanley Cup. So get hyped for Rangers action all season long with an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ah, the Internet. A place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless malware gets in the way. It's a place that can surprise you.
with phishing websites and trackers.
The internet is wonderful, but you must protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. Tech Radar named it the #1 VPN in 2025. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. What else? This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web to check that the information associated with your email address is not exposed. Just a few clicks and you're safer online. Browse with more peace of mind. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Oh, here you go, Peter. There's some Harry Connick for you. A little cover of It Had to Be You.
All right.
This is from When Harry Met Sally. Again, with all the different, what is it again? It's not eclectic. What's the word that Cam said again?
Eclectic.
And I'm very eclectic to a point where I love classic standards. So this album is perfect because it's really Harry Connick, and this is him at his best.
I really enjoyed the underrated. I enjoyed the underrated Harry Connick Jr., the actor.
What was he in?
Independence Day.
Okay, yes.
I thought he was great in that.
Okay.
I really was a fan.
That's right. But he's
what does he look like today, Harry Connick Jr.?
Same. I don't think he's aged that poorly.
Good. I hope not.
I think him and Bublé have kept the classic, the standard vocal jazz. They've kept it. They've really kept it alive, which I love that.
Yeah, he does look pretty good.
Yeah, he's aging well. Hey, Game Time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because Peter, when it's game time,
it's still time.
Sure is. Rangers, they're back home, hosting the Bruins. Little original 6 matchup. That's tonight. Coverage immediately follows us on 880 at 6:30. So, yes, we'll be a 6:30 vehicle today after ENN. The Islanders visit the Flyers at 7. The Islanders have been on the road forever. By the way, just taking a peek, the NBA had to move some game times around because of the weather. So today you had a couple of afternoon games. The Hawks beat the Pacers in Atlanta, where they got a ton of ice, 132-116. Right now, the Sixers, who lost to the Knicks in what was a close game but a messy ending on Saturday, the Sixers are losing to the Hornets in Charlotte. I can't imagine there's anybody in the building. That score right now, late in the third quarter, is 104-57.
No.
Yeah, the Hornets have 104 points, and the Sixers only have 57. No Embiid in this game, but Maxi's struggling. Edge going. The game started at 3 o'clock. Very bizarre.
On a Monday.
Because they moved the game. I think it was supposed to be at night, but because of the weather, the ice, the issues, they probably were like, let's just play this game and get you out of here before we have any more issues and you get stuck. I got to imagine that's what it was, but they moved the game time to 3 o'clock, and then Atlanta, they played that game, I believe, at 1. Anyways, that is Game Time. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cash matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
All right, we should chat with the people.
We certainly should.
The people deserve to be spoken to.
So let's talk to Manny in Fishkill has been waiting a while. Manny.
How you doing, boys? Hope your weekend was great and you guys stayed warm. I have a question. What's worse, Don's inability to try new movies and new music, or Michael's inability to try new foods?
Peter, you are the expert at this. You answer this one.
This is a really deep take, and I think Don would be offended by it, Manny. I think Don would say that it's not true. Because Don is willing. If I tell Don about a new show that he's never heard of, he at least won't shoot it down. He may never get to seeing it, but he's not right away going to go, I'm good.
Yeah.
Whereas Michael's worse. That's the answer. Michael will not even consider it. If you were to say, hey, Michael, this place has the most delicious tuna fish sandwich of all time, he would say, if it's out of the sea, it's not for me. I'm not eating tuna fish ever in my life. That's it. So it's got to be, to answer your question, Michael worse.
It really is. Like Michael really won't try anything new, right? Like Don trying sushi.
Exactly.
That's a big move for him. But he wanted to try it, and he tried it. He didn't love it. You could tell, but he tried.
And if I told him that there was an excellent TV show that he had never heard about at all, and it was
he would check it out.
He wouldn't say he's against it. He just would never be allowed to watch it because Nancy owns him.
No, we found out what happens. He watches in commercial breaks. He watched Breaking Bad in commercial breaks of the K-show.
Or eventually he becomes so obsessed that he literally watches it between every commercial break. Alan, I begged him.
Yeah.
I said, this is your favorite show. You're never going to get to relive the first time again. Don't watch it between commercial breaks. Like, it's bad enough we always have a phone, a distraction. But, maybe with the kids, he was better off being able to hide from his family during the show than actually just going upstairs and watching it. But either way, he got it done.
That's why him being on the road now will change his life, because he'll get to experience some things that he hasn't watched before because he couldn't. Now he can. So maybe he'll take you up on that. Rob in Jupiter. Rob.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Well, we're here in sunny Jupiter. It's 79 degrees. I feel for you guys up in the cold there.
Yeah. Although you guys should be getting some cold, a little bit of it, right? A little something tonight?
Yeah, there's a little drop down, probably down to 50s, but nothing too bad. The reason why I called it, I'm disappointed that Don's not there because I think he needs to opine on this. And it's the fact that I consider, after Peter's comment regarding Carly B., I actually consider Peter now a football fraud.
Uh-oh. Football.
Because I said I want to see Cardi B?
Yeah, because you're more interested in seeing Cardi B than actually talking about the football game. I mean, it seems that's more important to you than what occurred on the field.
No. Hold on. How could you say that? I'm more interested in that maybe than I am the upcoming football game between the Seahawks and the Broncos that I don't care about. But I spoke with great passion about things that happened in both the games yesterday. That's just not true.
No, you did, but you get to the most important game of the year, and you're lamenting that they need to show Carly B more and maybe even Taylor Swift. I mean, it's just Cardi. That's how much importance it has to me.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a big Super Bowl guy. I think the Super Bowl generally sucks. Can I be honest with you? Like I think if you don't have a vested interest in the Super Bowl, I go into it expecting it, Alan, to have a weird feel, a bad pace, usually ends up being a whatever game. Now, listen, over the last 10 to 15 years, I admit, there's been a higher percentage of watchable games. For sure. It's definitely been better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, I've been watching football for 40 years. 40. And for a major part of that 40-year run, Alan, the Super Bowl was a dud. It's just kind of like it's pomp and circumstance. People who don't enjoy football are all watching it, but it really is kind of a joke. And this year, I mean, you talk about an example of where if you don't have a vested interest in one of these two teams, what if you didn't care about the Sam Darnold angle? And we could talk about this in the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I like this as something to go forward with.
What is your real point of interest in this game?
Yeah.
You love the way the Patriots play? You're just so psyched to watch them? What is it about the Seahawks game that you're really fascinated by? I don't think that's a crazy take to say I'm not that passionate about this Super Bowl. That's not crazy.
I honestly think the Super Bowl, unless it's an two epic team matchup kind of thing, which we have had sometimes, I do think outside of the markets and the fans of those teams, it is a bit of a show more than it is a great game at times. We've also, though, been treated to great football. But sometimes it feels like it's packaged around everything else, which is the commercials and halftime and all the other stuff that goes with it. I agree. This is a good conversation to have going forward. We have 2 weeks for it. What is the anticipation for this upcoming Super Bowl? As I said, you're going to miss the greatness in some of these teams that you've had in the past that you guys are all tired of seeing some of the same teams. Well, even though it is Seattle and Patriots, we have seen this one before, of course, but these two franchises. But is Peter right? Is this sort of like, an anticlimactic ending? And, oh, by the way, as I promised again, did the NFL kind of hint to us that this would be the Super Bowl? Big 5 o'clock hour coming up. Your calls at 800-919-3776. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
When it comes to meat and seafood, selection matters, and no one beats Wild Fork Foods. To everyday essentials, to high-quality steaks, to seafood and more, every product is blast frozen to lock in peak flavor and freshness so you get restaurant-quality meats at home for amazing prices. Shop in person at 7 locations across Long Island and New Jersey, or you can order online for same-day delivery. It's easy, it's convenient, and the prices are wild. WildForkFoods.com.
You remember what it feels like to move without thinking about pain? To get up, sit up, walk, work, or live without that constant ache? If neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica took that away from you, it's time to get it back. I'm Bart Scott. Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the guy you need. Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no scars, no long recovery, just precise, image-guided, non-surgical treatments designed to get you feeling strong again. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted, there is no reason to wait. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. No relief on the Grand Central westbound in Queens over by LaGuardia. Still have this big crash involving a pickup facing the wrong way and a car that hit the divider. Only the right lane is squeezing by, not moving much, heading over to the BQE and Triborough Bridge. All of your purchase of the outbound George in great shape. No delays on the West Side Highway northbound from the 79th Street Boat Basin. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnels, no more than 5 minutes each. Free and clear on the Big 3 eastbound, getting through Nassau County. Much lighter than normal on the LIE northern and southern states. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Did you say someone got shot?
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian.
An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest. We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
5:02 in the big city with Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. Don LaGreca on his way back to the east. As you know, again, the Devils were on the road. It has been a tough travel for everybody over the weekend. So we'll have him back tomorrow, safe and sound, and back in New Jersey, or at least back in the studio tomorrow with us. Peter, as we're getting into the Super Bowl conversation now that we know what the Super Bowl matchup's going to be, there was something that made the rounds yesterday almost immediately after the game. It's a graphic that the NFL put out before the season started. All right. And it's a graphic that shows all the different players from every team's represented. And then there's, of course, the Lombardi Trophy in the distance, and all the players are facing the Lombardi Trophy. In the immediate foreground is Saquon Barkley, the defending champs, of course, the Eagles. He's right there. But as you go closer and closer to the Lombardi, you start seeing, like here, the third level has your guy, Jaden Daniels. Mm-hmm. All right. The second level has Marvin Harrison. It has Jonathan Taylor. It has Sauce Gardner in a Jets jersey, which we know now no longer he wears.
That's not, yeah.
The first level with Malik Neighbors on the far right. Now, this would be right in front of the trophy. On the far left is Cam Ward. Now, again, two guys, just young players. But then next to each other, literally in front of the trophy, Sam Darnold and Drake May. Your thoughts?
It's a little weird.
They telling us without telling us? Is this the script that we all say the league has? How do what's the probability of this, honestly?
Now, in theory, it's just because they're two of the, maybe who they thought would be two of the least exciting quarterbacks for people to see on a poster. Although it's weird because the Patriots are the Patriots, and May had some excitement around him. So it is a little odd. But maybe they just thought they were the two least sexy choices, so they buried them on the other side of it. But it is odd.
People were jumping to conclusions, of course, for this. All over it, right?
The script. I can't believe that people really think this, though. And they really do.
Oh, yeah. But it's part of the entertainment, of course, right? But you were mentioning this on the other side. It's worth bringing back. We already had a caller from Idaho get mad because we were suggesting that while the championship games both were compelling in their own way, they were compelling. One was weather compelling, and the other one was two quarterbacks just slinging it compelling. And I still come away with it saying, if you're in New York and you're a Jets fan, the Patriots being in the Super Bowl makes you sick to your stomach.
Oh, putrid.
But Sam Darnold being in the Super Bowl kind of I don't think you feel this jilted way about it because it was really Minnesota that let him go. The Jets let him go years ago with a decision that was, hey, we have the number 2 pick, we want to reset, all that stuff. It shows more the Jet dysfunction than anything else because maybe you recognize, hey, we have our quarterback, we're going to keep building with him. But no, of course not, because the Jets don't have any stability. So let's go beyond that. But you're happy for the guy because, first of all, he's a good dude when he was here. Second of all, he's been through it. The whole seeing ghosts thing happened against the Patriots, if you remember famously when he was a Jet, and the microphones caught him saying that I'm seeing ghosts out there. And so now he gets to face them again and see if he can be, he can haunt the Patriots. But
well, and that's interesting for us.
But what else is there about this matchup? So you were saying that it doesn't really grab you, and really the Super Bowl for the most part, like the championship games feel more like championships. Getting to the Super Bowl is your reward, and winning the Super Bowl, it does, obviously it matters the most because it's the ring that everybody talks about. But you just don't seem to be into this, either this matchup or the Super Bowls in general.
Let me just put it this way. I make plans for championship weekend to be home, relaxing on the couch, watching every minute of both games by myself. Because, listen, if Ballard had said, hey, I'm going to come by, sure. But I don't care about making plans because I'm locked into the football.
Right.
The Super Bowl is, where's there a good party? Where are people hanging out? Because to me, that's what the Super Bowl is about, unless I have a really, my team is in it, which they never are. So to me, as a football fan, I've always said this. The last day of real football was yesterday. The next thing is a spectacle, and if your team is in it, you hope they win that spectacle.
Yeah.
But, I remember even when my team was good, I remember the feeling of when the Redskins won their 2 championship games, Minnesota in 87 and Detroit in 91. I remember thinking, that's it. It felt like such an intense football game. And the second you get to the next thing, maybe it'll turn into a football game. But, Alan, in the case of both of my team's Super Bowls, it didn't.
Yeah,
so that maybe
we were when we were growing up, there was a lot of bad Super Bowls. There were one team was just exponentially better than the other. But in New York, that wasn't the case.
No, had a classic.
The Giants Bills was unreal, and then the two with the Patriots, unreal endings, right? They were compelling. They were, again, the last matchup between Seattle and the Patriots was a compelling ending. That was, jumping the route, getting the interception, that whole story.
Listen, the Patriots-Falcons comeback turned out to be incredibly compelling football.
You can get great games. I feel like, though, what happens is I'm with you. I do think the Super Bowl does have so much else happening around it, and people that we all in our business like to call the foofs now come in, and they start asking the foof questions of the players, and you're getting all that kind of craziness. You're getting a lot of former players coming in and selling things, and so they're offering interviews to sell stuff, and not a lot of those interviews are any good. It feels like, again, the 2-week thing drags on, but I always feel like once the kickoff happens, we're all picking who we think can win. We all want to be right, and we're all engaged in the game. So I disagree with you on the fact that the Super Bowl is not something to look forward to. I actually, it's just, to me, getting to the freaking kickoff is what I'm always about, because the impatience of waiting 2 weeks while all this other foofdom happens, I can't stand.
It's a lot of fun. And the caller, listen, I'm being a little bit silly. Also, I hate when people just can't read my energy. I can't expect everyone to know.
No, very serious. It's sports, Peter. It's very serious.
It's very serious. Now, listen,
no messing around here.
I'm a hip hop fan, so yes, I do like, and I happen to be. This happens to be a Cardi B household. We enjoy Cardi quite a bit. Find her very entertaining. I'm not literally spending my time waiting. I just found it sort of curious that you have a very, very famous partner, and we didn't see her at all. That's all. I just found it curious.
No, it was interesting that I didn't even notice it until you brought it up. I didn't think about it till you brought it up. So
did you notice how many like preview commercials we had for Super Bowl commercials?
Well, there was that
had like back to back, though. It was like coming up 2/8/26.
Yeah.
Like trailers for commercials.
McConaughey was in a couple of them for Uber Eats, which has become like the theme now, right? Is that football was created to sell food, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's in it. Bradley Cooper's in it. That one is going to turn into a thing like it was last year. Ben Stiller and Benson Boone doing something where they're both kind of in characters. It looks a little funny. Is that it's going to be funny with Ben Stiller. And then there's the Danny McBride.
Kenny Powers one.
Yeah. Danny McBride and
Keegan-Michael
Key. And they're doing a State Farm thing. So there's that. So those were the ones that I recalled that look like setups for Super Bowl commercials that are coming. And come on. That's the thing about the Super Bowl is, while all of us that are sports fans, like yesterday, sitting down watching NFC Championship, AFC Championship, you're into football, you're watching it, right? And everybody else that's not really diehard sports fans or interested in football are in the periphery. Super Bowl is when kind of everybody now is paying attention for various reasons. And that's what makes the Super Bowl parties are fun. Unless your team's in it, then you don't want to be at a Super Bowl party, correct? I don't want to be at one if my team's I'm never going to know this in my lifetime.
Yeah, I
won't know what it's like to have the Jets in the Super Bowl, but I do know that if they're in the Super Bowl, there's no way in hell anybody's coming around me. I got to stay right here, man.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you the truth. My guess is, and if Don were here, we'd probably get in a fist fight about it because, God forbid, he doesn't even want to be around like a regular season, week 8 with anybody, which is crazy because he's not even that hardcore a fan anymore. But he just has no. Don just doesn't have a use for a lot of people. But I'll tell you the truth. I don't know that my stance would change. I sort of feel like I will listen. I was in the championship game last year.
Yep.
I watched by myself with my 1-week-old baby. Yeah. That's what I did last year, and I was glad I was alone because it was a nightmare. Had they gone to the Super Bowl, I'm just being honest, life is too short. For me, if the Commanders make the Super Bowl, I would probably host people at my house. I probably would. Because to me, making it would be such a big... I would be celebrating that they're in the thing. That they're even a part of the whole thing to me would be so exciting.
You'd want other Commanders fans, though. Over. You wouldn't want people that are like, oh, what is that? Why do they do that? Right? You don't want
I would
that
have
kind
friends.
Of people around.
No. I would have my football friends.
Yeah.
none of which are Commanders fans, but all of which would be rooting for them for me. Like, no one would be rooting against me. The whole house would be like,
I definitely
you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't have that. Yeah, I'm with you. Could not have.
I could have, but like Ballard coming over, who's a Packers fan and definitively there on my side, I got no problem with that. Like, Don can't be near anyone. If it were the Super Bowl, I just feel like I would want to enjoy it. I'd be drinking with my friend. Like, dude, I'm 46. They haven't been there since I was 12. I don't want to sit by myself alone for that.
Just don't. All right, at least you've seen it in your lifetime. But Anthony, you actually were like a grown functional human when the Giants were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 8th grade and then middle of high school. The first one I watched at home with my dad.
Of course.
Second one, I went over to my buddy Scott's house and we watched with like 3 or 4 people that were also very into the game, and one was a Patriots fan. So it was very satisfying to watch it happen again for the second time. But I don't think you can enjoy it as a fan of a team that you like if you're in it with a group, as long as there are people there that understand you're watching football like this is your team.
So you're saying you could do it, Anthony, if there are like-minded true football people with you?
Yes, I think that's fair.
Right.
And I don't care if
it
people
were
are
just
talking
yo-yos.
I couldn't tell you who were the halftime shows in either of those Super Bowls. That was the time to decompress and relax. But also, like, if people are talking about it while the halftime show's on, I don't care. Like, good for you. Like, this is the time you can talk about the halftime show.
You get up and walk away.
Right.
That's when you get some, you eat, you have a couple of drinks, whatever it is.
No, but on the flip side, at a Super Bowl like this, if I have people over, let's say for the Super Bowl, dude, Patriots, if the Bad Bunny part will be when now women come and sit down and everyone's like, oh, let's watch the halftime. It will be the exact opposite of if my team were in it.
Yes.
I'm with Anthony. I would be outside.
You wouldn't care about Bad Bunny. You'd need to be outside.
No, I'd be outside chain smoking yellow American spirits. You know what I mean? Until the game starts again. But no, it's very different. It's all very different.
Of course, I'll never know this life. The only comp that I could give you that I've seen but never didn't experience myself personally was watching my parents in '94 sit down for Game 7, Rangers-Canucks. Weren't alive when the Rangers last won a Stanley Cup at that time. Rangers' last cup was in 1940. They were born after that. So they sat there and watched that game. And, of course, as we all know, the epic ending, and it was a bit of a nail-biter, of course. And to see them, and it was just the two of them. They didn't want to hear from anyone. They were so focused on that game, and they were so emotional about it that I watched that thinking wow. Again, I was still fairly young, so for me, I was just compelled by my parents caring about something so much. It'd be nice if they cared about me as much as they cared about the damn Rangers. Nice. But that's all I know. So all I can do is think if that crazy Jets franchise could, again, Rex had them on the doorstep twice. That's how close it was for a minute where you thought, well, all right, after the first year they get there, they're getting in there now. They're beating Ben. They're getting there. And then, of course, they don't. Because of what they've been through, it's so hard to believe they could ever get back there again. But let's say they do. That's the closest thing I could relate it to was how much that will mean. But I could see the Giants getting back there again before the Jets do. So I can't relate to it at all, but it is something. So to me, that's what the Super Bowl really is about. It's more about your team, and for everyone else, if you're a diehard football lover, yeah, of course, you don't want to pay attention to any other pomp and circumstance. You just care about football. But for the rest of America, it's a show. It's the last show of the season for America's Got Talent. All right? That's really what's left at this point.
Except it could end up terrible. The last episode of America's Got Talent will probably be good no matter what. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're watching Top Chef, the finale's probably going to hit. But you don't know with the Super Bowl. Again, though, recently it has been better.
Yes, and we've had good games. Now, I imagine this will be good. I think this will be a good game. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be a good game. At least you don't have to worry about weather. It should be an interesting game. 800-919-3776. He's going to have 2 weeks to talk about it, of course, as well. Danny in Long Island. Danny, you're up next. What's up? How did things work out for you in the driveway and everything else?
First of all, I just felt the pain of every parent who's ever raised son. When Andrew said he watched the first Super Bowl, 8th grade, at home, But as soon as he went high school, he was out the door watching with his friends, leaving the old man on the couch alone.
Oh.
Happened to me.
Anthony, did you leave your dad by himself to watch that Giants Super Bowl?
No, he was with people too.
He was with people.
Well, but still. But, yeah, it's still. I don't blame him. I'm just saying, your dad who raised you to be a Giant fan, and you walked out the door. My sons did the same thing during the Steel game. They all went to big parties and stuff, and I was home with just a couple of people wishing, and then when a big moment comes, your son's not there to give you a hug. It's okay. I understand.
Wow.
I understand it. It doesn't make you a bad guy.
Wow.
But anyway, getting back to the snow, it was it's a blessing that Don got caught up in Seattle or wherever the heck he is, because if he would have come home and tried to shovel on 3 or 4 different occasions, which is what he had to do, we may have lost Don. We may have lost Don.
Well, and he better not do it tomorrow.
Well, Alan was right. I did it last night a couple of times. I thought I was in good shape, even though the wind was blowing, and the wind blows the snow into the lowest depression. I don't want to get all Richard from Manhattan, but like the sidewalks would fill back up. But then this morning, it had like an eggshell on top of it. You had to break it to get to the softer thing. And since my 4 manly snowblowers have all moved out and grown up, it's me on my own, and I didn't have a heart attack. I managed to get it done. So listen, we got what they said we were going to get. They weren't wrong. Heads up, kudos to the much maligned weatherman.
Yeah.
Couple of comments on the game.
By the way, before you get to the comments on the game, we didn't get to this in the binge. Mike McCarthy, the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Danny, you're a Steelers fan. You're a well-known Steelers fan. Is this what you wanted, and does this mean Aaron Rodgers might stay another year?
I tried to come up with the appropriate quote from history. I love history, but all I could come up with was a cultural reference. To deal with the Steeler fans are angry today, my friends, like an old man trying to return soup at the deli. That's all I got. Because now, am I necessarily against McCarthy? No. Like you guys said last week, it's amazing how he doesn't get the receive. He's actually younger than Harbaugh. He has the same number of Super Bowls as Harbaugh, but somehow you think he's just an old fat guy because of his appearance. And if he brings back Rodgers, that's a disgrace. Because, again, you're making decisions based on – we all saw with the AFC Championship. It was sad. It was sad to see a once great gladiator looking like he can't move. He's throwing the ball every 3 seconds because he doesn't want to hold the ball. The Steelers' offensive line was fine. He's old. He's done. Give the rookie a chance to play. After we lost Bradshaw, we went 10 years of different quarterbacks. I mean, Cordell Stewart might have been the best guy. We had Kent Graham starting. Yeah. So you have to find the quarterback. If they give the kid a chance, I'm not against McCarthy, but I'm against running it back with Rodgers, and that's enough said. As far as the games are concerned, we watch guys going for 2. They got all kinds of strategies, and then the moment kind of passed because it was but when the Rams scored a touchdown late in the third quarter, down 5. And they went for 1 point, made it 4. Isn't it that point now that late? It's not the first quarter here. You're in the late third quarter. At that point, don't you want to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game? Because that point come back to haunt them when they had to go for on 4th down. I don't understand why there wasn't any discussion as to whether they should go for 2. Because it's certainly a discussion at that point of the game. And on the other game, it's just
a good point, Dan. It seems like in these moments, it seems like in these moments, like you get so used to them, going constantly, and then in a big spot where you go, hey, maybe they cut this thing to 3, they don't do it, and no one even mentions it. It's bizarre.
Yeah,
like that is a fair point. I mean, that was a game where you could have seen, Alan, you could have pictured the Seahawks and Rams scoring 24 points in the last 5 minutes.
Oh,
so
the way that's
you never know.
True. But I wonder what if the analytics are like in the other game to go for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal in the second quarter. No one brought up the analytics of going for 2 there late in the third versus not. Maybe it was just too early in the game and you just take the point, keep it moving, expecting to get multiple possessions before the end of the game. And you're also trying to hope that your defense will get a stop, which that also didn't happen. Art Rooney did say this when it comes to after hiring McCarthy, that it wasn't a hire about Aaron Rodgers. He said, we don't know what Aaron's plans are right now. That did not weigh heavily in the decision. We'll see where Aaron is, and we've left the door open. But obviously we have to sit down and see if it makes sense, so that'll happen in the next month or so. Now, I'm sure there's a darkness retreat or something else going on in Aaron's life right now between
there's a lot.
That.
Come on.
But it is interesting that the Steelers at least are saying the door's open. And really, if you think about it, what other options would they have at quarterback? Because they're scarce right now all around the league. Wouldn't you think? Would it shock you if he returns. They draft one at some point this year, but he returns as their starter. They have a relationship. It apparently is still, at the very least, cordial. He has spoken well of McCarthy. I remember Roger saying good things about him in the past. So why wouldn't you just do that for one more year if you have no better options?
Who was Danny referring to them playing, the kid?
What do you mean?
Anyone?
What do you mean?
Wasn't he saying, like, instead of Rodgers, he wanted to see the kid play?
Oh, the Ohio State kid? Will Howard?
Will Howard, yeah. Is the
was
only
there
other
that much
kid.
of a... Was there a real clamor for... Was there real clamor in Pittsburgh for people to see Will Howard this year?
I can't imagine.
I mean,
local kid, fun story though.
Well, so
fun
was
story. No,
so was
nice.
What's his? Was it who was the quarterback they had before that they got from Pitt?
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
It was
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. They had him there. That didn't work
Kenny
out great
Pickett.
either. The local kid. He actually practiced in their facility for so many years. But
They also had Dave's favorite. They had Scalar Thompson there as well, as he's known.
Yes,
as he's known by some.
He has bounced
Scalar.
around too. All right, we'll get back to your calls. 800-919-3776. Of course, on the football stuff. On the Giants, have a defensive coordinator. The Jets have fired pretty much the entire coaching staff, trying to make hires of a little bit better quality this time around. We shall see. And the Knicks get a couple of days off. And in between 4 days off, they had a game against the Sixers that at times looked good and at times was a mess. So can they turn this thing around the right direction finally, as the trade deadline, by the way, gets closer and closer? We're a week away, by the way, to the NBA trade deadline. The Knicks are certainly on the clock. So a lot more to get to with you. ENN coming up at 6. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM844-681, MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit, ends 2/2/26.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Looking really good. Heading over to the outbound, George. All of your approaches in great shape. No delays on the Cross Bronx westbound from the Bruckner on through. Inbound said moving well for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Orania 5 to 10. Outbound Hahn in pretty good shape. But once you're on the Jersey side, you've got no access to the covered roadway. It's blocked with a collision. Everybody being forced to use the outbound Skyway. Still have this crash on the Grand Central westbound in Queens over by LaGuardia. Pickup truck facing the wrong way and a car that hit the divider. Only the right lane is getting by. You're jammed there from City Field. Moving well on the belts in both directions, heading over to Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. And get this, if you're a new customer, all you have to do is bet $5, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done. So this is your last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Empower. After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Well, Peter, we have some news. It's the way it was announced is very uneventful, but it's news we already knew about. But the Yankees just put out a tweet saying the Yankees today announced they have re-signed outfielder Cody Bellinger to a 5-year Major League contract with 2-player opt-outs.
Yay!
Not a very exciting kind of thing. It's like,
yeah,
it's not even a photo.
League
Like, you know when they put up the nice photo, they give you a little graphic, the whole thing, they make it look big. It's very, very low key. Like, oh, by the way.
Heads up.
Yeah.
We did it.
Hey, by the way.
Would there have been more fanfare if it had happened sooner?
That's a good question. But I would think for the Yankees, there should be some fanfare. This feels very like. It feels just very, I don't know, low-key for the Yankees. But for a guy like Cody Bellinger, who's very important to them. He's very important to them.
Yeah,
the actual account. Well, what am I looking at? That
Yankees PR is...
No. This is not Yankees PR. This is at Yankees, New York Yankees, 10 minutes ago.
That's what but you're referring to Yankees PR in general, Anthony?
And then Yankees PR put out the same tweet the Yankees did, and then 9 minutes ago, there's a picture of Cody. It says resigned, and it says Belly staying in the Bronx with a fire emoji.
This is interesting. Then why would this one go out first?
Well, that's the for you. They want you to know, Alan, that the PR Yankee version
Belly
is for you.
staying in the Bronx with a graphic comes right after the one that is just a very standard press release type tweet. It's what 2 minutes after? You couldn't just wait the 2 minutes and put the graphic up? I don't know. We're nitpicking, aren't we? Baseball's coming, Peter. I know you're excited.
I'll be there. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Actual baseball is better than winter talking about baseball.
Fair and true.
That I feel strongly about.
Yeah. There's some interesting stuff going on in the world of the NBA. I want to go back and see what is the final score of this game we just talked about, because the Sixers. The last I told you was 104 to 57.
130-93. It went final.
They got to 93. God bless.
Yeah, it ends up being
some
like
fourth quarter.
It ends up being like a, not an unnotable blowout, but for a while it was notable.
Yeah. Then the Knicks went to Philly and got a win that now puts them on their first winning streak since late December. December 27th, I believe, was the last time they won consecutive games, which is sad because we're already in late January. But now they have a back-to-back. They play the Kings at home tomorrow, and then they play the Raptors in Toronto on Wednesday. So can they piece together some things? Did they get through something? I don't know. But that game in Philly on Saturday had good moments, like a 30-13 third quarter where Brunson was great and Anunoby was great. But then a finish to the game where the officiating was bad. The players made some there was some poor play. There was bad free throw shooting. It was not a pretty ending, but the Knicks survived it. Yet, as we get close to the trade deadline, two things that I'm noticing. One, Karl-Anthony Towns is just staying in whatever funk that he's in right now. He played 16 minutes and he fouled out. That's not a good sign. And then on top of it is this interesting report that Giannis might be close or almost fired his agent because he's frustrated because he's still in Milwaukee. And he doesn't want to be there. And a great friend of mine who's a terrific NBA reporter, writer for Anscape and ESPN is Mark Spears. And he said that the belief is that Giannis played his last game in a Bucks uniform. Think about it. He's got a calf issue for the second time this season. He expects to be out for maybe a month, but a month isn't the end of the season. So either he's getting traded or he's going to get shut down for the rest of the season with concerns over the calf. It's going to be interesting to see which one it is. Because if he gets traded at the trade deadline, then forget any future in New York. No chance.
Man, this is not going the way I expected.
What did you expect?
I just mean this stage of his career. It just, I don't know.
Post-championship, you thought.
I guess this is what the NBA
different?
is like. It really. I mean, if we're just being totally fair, and I'm not some like anti-NBA guy at all. I love the NBA, but once you win a championship, if you're not immediately competing for another, how can I get to a place where I am? I thought the way that they did Budenholzer in Milwaukee was crazy from the beginning.
I agree, and I
thought the lack of patience there, and a lot of it was Giannis, and I just never understood it. It's like you've become a team that is always there. You're always in the hunt, and rather than say let's just stay in the hunt and keep building here, they went into panic mode because they had an unhappy star, and now the whole thing's falling apart, and he wants out. It's just disappointing for a guy whose story is so lovable.
Yes,
this guy who came from nothing.
Yep.
In Athens and became one of the best players in the league. And it's just been a kind of gradual heel turn for Giannis. It's not been what I expected.
Well, it's his frustration of kind of what he feels like being stuck in a situation where he doesn't want to be there anymore, but he doesn't want to be the bad guy to say, I don't want to be here anymore. Leaves it up to his agent to do the dirty work, and his agent can't get it over the goal line. And now he's even more frustrated because he's stuck. Fans know it. Everybody knows it. His teammates know it. So everything's gone south when it comes to culture in that franchise. They're all waiting for the inevitable, which is he'll be out of here soon, and then they can move on. So the problem, of course, is where he wants to go, wasn't willing to pay the price that it would cost to trade for him. And that's New York. Now he's got to consider other options, or does New York kind of make a decision at the trade deadline that would be something that would shake up their roster? Here's the problem. This is the second time he's got a calf strain. Now, my question is, does that give you cause for pause? Because we know calf strains, what do they generally lead to, Peter?
Oh, that would be the old Achilles tear.
Yeah. We've seen players who have had calf strains, and then the next thing you know, pop goes the weasel. So you have that.
Does the weasel say pop?
That's right. You either have that, and that's your concern of, wait a minute, do I want to trade for a guy that's right now dealing with calf strains? Or is this second one sort of just the way to not play? I'm shutting it down until the trade deadline. I'm not doing this. right? Like,
yeah.
Is it not really a calf strain, but just calling it that? There's a lot of questions I have about what's going on there, man.
You mean like the Trae Young injury in Washington, but a different version?
Yeah, very much so, like the Trae Young. Trae Young not playing. You're seeing this happen right now around the league. It's not a good look right now in the NBA. This is a bad look. No. But it's a lot of bad contracts and unhappy players. And usually bad contracts lead to unhappy teams, not unhappy players, but you have that. I just don't know what's going on. This is one, like, people are asking me about it. Giannis wants out, or the Knicks going to make a trade, and I'm thinking it's a really difficult trade to make in season on many levels. First, you're going to need another team. Second, you're disrupting your roster, which in December when they were rolling, nobody wanted to touch it. But after a January where they're going to be under 500 for the month, this has not been a good January whatsoever. They're trying to end it strong. But did January give you an indication that, you know what? Maybe they do disrupt it. Maybe they think, this team isn't as good as we thought. I have no idea what's going to happen before the trade deadline. And a month ago, I thought I was pretty sure there's no way that they would make a move at the trade deadline. But if you feel like another team might swoop in and get him and now you lose out, do you bring him back to the table? Man, honestly, I don't know.
And if it doesn't happen, Alan, what is and they can't get Cat back to being Cat. What do you do?
Well, again, you go through this season, you still try to move. You're still trying to get him right.
You just hope that somehow something kicks in, because which can happen, by the way. It could seem impossible, and then something could happen.
No, you've seen him at his best. Like, again, we've seen him at his best in a Knick uniform, and you've said, "Wow, this guy's really talented." They just got to get him there. For whatever reason, this season it has been a struggle, and you could see it's just weighing on his mind. Something's going on with him. But that game in Philly, where Embiid owned him, he got called for a foul every time he touched him, and that was tough. And then Robinson came in and did a much better job on him in the second half, and they were able to kind of slow down Embiid, who had an absolutely dominant game. But they desperately needed that win come hell or high water, despite the fact that they're missing free throws and some questionable decisions late in that game with the ball. But this coming trade deadline is going to be really interesting on many levels in the NBA because of the magnitude of players that could be on the move. We saw Luka get traded last year, and it surprised everybody. To me, you can't feel like anything's a surprise anymore. So it's something. I mean, look, Mikal Bridges was benched in the fourth quarter for Landry Shamet because Mikal Bridges wasn't playing well. Mike Brown, he's kind of on that Tom Thibodeau thing now, where it's like, you know what? If I'm going down, coach the way I want to coach. I'm not going to play favorites. It's going to upset people. No, you aren't playing well. You're not fighting over screens, and you're not making a shot. I got to win this game. So this guy, he's fighting through screens. He's playing and knocking down shots. And that ended up working out. Now, I don't know how Bridges will feel about it after the game, but you can't worry about that anymore. You got to try to win games coaching the way you believe you can instead of worrying about feelings and emotions. So I found that interesting. That those decisions to me, when a coach reaches a point where he's like, okay, I can't worry about how you feel. I got to worry about winning the damn game. And that's what he did in Philly. So I'm curious to see if that continues. But as I said, this trade deadline is going to be interesting. And where the Knicks are now compared to a month ago, suddenly I wouldn't rule out anything anymore. Because Giannis looks like he is fed up. And somebody I respect a lot in Mark Spears is telling you he's played his last game in a Bucks uniform. That math tells me that there might be something to watch before February 5th when the trade deadline comes around. We could be talking about this in the next week. We shall see.
It would be, I'll tell you this, though, man. There are going to be some, for lack of a better word, butt-hurt Knicks fans if we end up seeing him just pop up in Atlanta or wherever.
Miami, right?
Miami.
You know, like think about some of these places that he could wind up that have assets to make the move, and they'll go for him short term. Well, we don't care. I know he's only here for a year and a half, but Toronto did it with Kawhi, and they won a championship, right? So there might be a team that has the assets, and the Bucks say, we don't care, we're just moving him. And if he tells that team, well, I'm not going to sign an extension, that team might be like, well, once we get you here, you might like it here, and we're going to do it. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of frustrated Knicks fans that said they should have pulled the trigger while they had the chance, and they didn't. And now, you know, that to me also might weigh on Towns. Because if the Knicks don't make the trade and Giannis ends up somewhere else, are you telling me that fans are so forgiving, aren't they, that if Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't get his game right, he'll really start to hear about it from fans in New York? And that's another thing that you have to worry about because it only gets tougher for him. So, honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen. But all the conversations that you're hearing now tell you that he could be on the move. And the other thing I worry about is if the calf strain is a real injury again that he had earlier in the season, that's 2 of them. Are you willing to make a trade for somebody that's had 2 calf strains? And then go into a playoff where you're trying to win a championship and it leads to a devastating injury where then you lose him for a whole year.
And
Scary.
a guy who's at the age where
32. Yeah.
He hasn't had that big injury.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Alan, it's very
This is not
lucky.
easy.
It takes being very lucky to never have the big injury happen.
That's why anybody that thinks that this is like, oh, you got to do it. I need to know more about that calf strain before I feel I got to do anything. All right, your calls at 800-919-3776 with ENN coming up at 6. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Empowered. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
New year, new season, same goal. Feel good and stay in the game. But if neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica is holding you back, it's time to handle it. I'm Bart Scott, and I'm telling you to call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he specializes in getting people back to living pain-free. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided treatments that work. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Stop playing through pain. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief starts today.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? SafeStep walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step Walk-In Tubs. Safety never felt so good.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com. That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
It's a hell of a beat, isn't it? You know the sample.
Know what beat it is. I don't know what this is.
You don't know the sample, though? This is Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer sampled.
Yeah, I hear that.
You can hear the Sledgehammer song.
I can hear the end of the Sledgehammer. Yeah. That part.
Yeah. I don't know the song either. What are you playing, Jake?
Is it a bad Headbanger redo? What is that?
It was a bad Pop Goes the Weasel redo.
Oh, it was Pop Goes the Weasel redo. Okay.
Oh, it was a remixed version of Pop Goes the Weasel?
Yeah, or like a recreated instrumental. It just didn't sound quite like Pop Goes the Weasel to me.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't at all. I didn't catch it, but I did catch the sample of course, Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. It's game time. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey because Peter, when it's game time,
it's Tully time.
It sure is. Rangers are back at home. They're hosting the Bruins tonight. Of course, at Madison Square Garden. And coverage immediately follows us on 880 at 6:30. That means, we're a 6:30 vehicle. ENN coming up next, and we'll be done with our show, leading right into the Rangers coverage, so don't miss it. The Islanders, they visit the Flyers. They're still on the road. It's amazing. They've been on the road forever. But they play the Flyers in Philadelphia at 7. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. A couple of calls here before we get to ENN. Why don't we go to Griffin in Connecticut? Hey, Griff.
Connecticut. Hey, Griff.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
First off, Alan, you must be so happy you get to watch your star quarterback at the Pro Bowl.
You know, they can't take it away from him. Forever they'll say Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It
really shows you.
Like, can you explain it, though? Because they don't really play a real game anymore.
Well,
if someone drops out, why do you need to fill the spot? They play flag football.
Yeah, just let it be. Also, someone went to Trevor Lawrence and he said no, right? And others.
I would hope.
I'm wondering what that list is. I haven't seen anybody say. Look, I don't want to mock Shedeur Sanders because we all know how I feel about him. So you can have fun with it, saying you can forever call him Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders. But we have seen other players get picked for the Pro Bowl, and we've talked about how that's ridiculous. This has to be, if not the most, one of the most curious names to put on a Pro Bowl team when you consider the fact that he was 3-4, and he was okay, but he wasn't great. This is a weird one. It really is.
It is.
It is. But hey, we're all watching the Pro Bowl, right? No.
No.
Me either.
I don't know the last time I saw it.
I don't either. My point is, Mike Rabel could do something that I don't think has ever been done. I could be wrong, but I tried to look it up today and I didn't find anything. He can win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach for the same organization.
Yes. I thought I saw Anthony. Did we? I know that was in the notes, right? No one's ever done that. win a Super Bowl as a player with the same franchise and then coach them to the Super Bowl and win it?
Yes, he would be the first to coach and play for a team to win the Super Bowl.
Right, there you go. So, yeah, that is
That's
interesting.
Amazing.
Really? Wow, I guess so.
That is amazing.
Do you think they can win, though? That's the big one.
No, I don't. I don't think they can win, but we can't count them out at this point. I know they had an easy path, but if they do win, it would be very impressive because they would end up winning by beating They beat the Texans, the Broncos, and the Chargers, all top 5 defenses, and then if they beat the Seahawks, another top 5 defense, to beat all top 5 defenses to win the Super Bowl, that would be impressive. But I don't think they will win. But you never know.
Listen,
their defense has been playing well. So,
and Seattle's Griff. Seattle's a fairly heavy favorite. But come on, I'm not going to be shocked if the Patriots.
No. It's 3.5 isn't that big of a favorite. I wouldn't be shocked. It's but it's quite a story. And again, that's why I go back to when the Giants hired Harbaugh. It shows you, and the great example, and we had a caller say it early in the show. The great example to any Giants fan is the Patriots this year. How you can turn it around fairly quickly when you bring in stable, smart, experienced leadership who knows what to do, and that's John Harbaugh. That's what you expect you're going to get from John Harbaugh. Now, you can't – I'm not predicting they're going to go to the Super Bowl, right? But if the path is there, you would expect that he can lead them there. You can turn this thing around fast, and that's all you're asking for with this hire. And you know who's excited about it? It has to be Tessa and Wes Caldwell. Tess, you have to be excited about the possibility that what the Patriots did this year off of last year's record can happen with your Giants next year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking my call. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm just filled with so much hope and excitement. Like I was saying the other week, I'm just so excited. And like Anthony said earlier, whoever John brings in, I'm okay with it. I really don't know too much about the guy, Dennard Wilson, but I know in 2024 his defense was ranked number 2 with the Titans. I do know that. And I know he was pummeled with a lot of injuries this year, but I'm just excited. And it's like the way these games have been playing, like the way the Seahawks defense, the Texans defense, even the Patriots when they play the game, the defense has been out of control and out of his mind. That's why I'm a fan first. And I've just been so excited watching the defense. So when I heard about this hire, that's all I want, Alan. I just want our defense just to be dominant, even top 10. So for me, next season, if we could get our defense to top 10, even special teams, that guy was out of his mind for Seattle. What was his name, Schooler or whatever? He was attacking the machine on special teams. Special teams are important. So we can get our special teams together and our defense ranked in top 10. Yeah, skies are the limit. Like, I definitely think we could at least win 7 or 8 games. I know I'm out of control right now. But I really think
8.5 is 8.5 is the over/under now, all because of the coach.
That's not crazy.
All because of the coach. So, and thank you, Tess.
That's all I'm saying. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's
7 or 8's not a crazy thought. I mean, this is a team.
I still think their defense.
They should have easily won 2 more games this year.
Easily, 2.
Maybe
2
3.
easily. Yeah, but that's why I said you could have their defense and just make 1 or 2 simple additions. They need a corner, clearly. Right, they probably could use some linebacker help, 1 linebacker. But their front line, the guys who get after the quarterback, trust me, that defense alone is going to get better just because you're going to have better coaching. You don't have to add tremendous amounts of talent. You could just get better coaching. They'll be a better defensive team. They won't blow leads. They won't be soft late in games. They'll be able to tackle in the second level because that's where they were bad. They couldn't stop the run. They were a mess. I also think, by the way, getting Dexter Lawrence right, I don't think he was right all last year. He wasn't right all last year. You could see, this past season, you could see it. So they could turn it around really quickly. You know what we can turn around quickly? ENN, because it's next. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Well, before we turn it around, we do have to remember it's the last call for football on FanDuel, folks. One final Sunday, one final kickoff. The last chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So, whether you're backing the Pats, The Seahawks, it makes no difference. Ride the underdog, go with the favorite, make a parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over and football's officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN379853, MSRP $33,425. Zero security deposit, APR $14.27 per month for $1,000 finance, ends 2/2/26.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Get home safe and quick. We've got some slick and icy spots out there on the roads. Tonight's the night to drive into Midtown. If you're heading over to the Rangers game at MSG, problem-free on both the east and west sides of town. Doing a lot better on the Grand Central westbound in Queens. They picked up that big accident by LaGuardia. New issue on the Bruckner westbound right after the Sheridan accident involving a car on its side. You're pretty much at a standstill from the Bronx River Parkway. Only one lane is squeezing by. Heading over to the outbound, George, looking good on all of your approaches. Lighter ride than normal on the Cross Bronx westbound, up to speed from the Bruckner on through. Inbound, George, problem-free for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound, Lincoln Arena about 5 to 10. Outbound, Hahn Arena the same. And then once you're in Jersey, you've got access again to the covered roadway. They were doing some snow removal. All lanes are back open. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to ENN.
Ray-Ro.
You ever watch YouTube?
I knew we'd get there eventually.
Yep.
Is ENN brought to us tonight, Anthony, by Ramsey Mazda?
Absolutely is.
Oh, sure. It's not here, but I believe that it is brought to you by our friends, our dear friends at Ramsey Mazda.
We'll take care of that at some point.
Oh, thank you.
Whoever did that is a hack, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's responsible for that's a big old hack.
Yeah.
I certainly hope they're not doing ENN tonight.
No.
As you would say, hackle-doodle-doo.
Well, we'll just keep multitasking as time goes on here. But let's start ENN. Hi, Peter.
Hey.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, buddy.
Let's start by saying good evening to Don.
Oh, there she goes. Oh, there's a rock. Let's hope that she avoids it.
Clean day for Don, which would make sense considering he wasn't here.
Yeah.
And Peter.
Did Mans go to a whack spot, Crody? You know what? Quietly, it's interesting.
It's interesting, but it did not make, at the moment, the top 64 of Drop Madness. Jacob and I had a little time on our hands today in the office, and we went through what we had as our top 64, made some adjustments, made some changes. And as of right now, we have a field of 64 for Drop Madness this year.
Whoa.
But now, of course, as Joe Lenardi puts out brackets every week, 2 weeks, that does not mean that things can't change. Obviously, I would say anybody in the top 10 of each bracket should probably feel pretty good about themselves. But if you're on the bubble here, and these are the teams that if they don't win their conference, not looking good. I'm sure that there are people that will take over. In fact, I think we had 2 or 3 more additions to one region just this past weekend.
Wow.
From what transpired over the week.
Huh, can you give us a hint on who made a move?
Well, I think Peter actually gained a lot of ground in the flub region, in the troubling region.
Oh.
Allen gained one in the flub region.
Oh, boy, yeah.
And we started parsing down the SEC conference known as Don LaGreca. And he had a few that got knocked off as a result of everything that transpired over the last week. So we're getting there, guys.
The SEC.
We are getting there. Yes, Don, let's be honest here. Don's what the SEC used to be for college football. Now the Big Ten seems to be staking claim.
Yeah, I want to point that out, is that Don could end up just eliminating himself.
Oh, listen, it's happened before.
Yeah.
It's happened before, and I think right now,
one of the greats.
I believe now there is a 1 seed. Each of you have your own 1 seed in some capacity. So we have that as well. So that's exciting.
Keep your eyes on it, folks. It's all happening.
Enjoy
It's
Susie.
all happening.
Damn right!
That reached Lenardi's bracketology over the last 2 weeks.
Susie?
Enjoy Susie.
That is, Susie, Sushi, that's there. And
Hey, Anthony, you see me? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, we lost him. Keep going.
The more I think about it, that might just be karma for how much you do it to Carlin.
You know what? That's a good point by you.
It is a good point.
And
You're not
both,
totally
and
wrong.
right now both are in the tournament. That's all I'll say about that.
We don't need to keep bringing it.
Oh, believe me, it's coming back. But that is what we have. Me and Jacob have done a lot of work on it already. I think you guys will be excited that it's back.
Can't wait.
Can't
wait.
Now, Peter, you mentioned something last week. There was a drop, the Jim McMahon drop. So I looked back on it. That actually is out of the window of drops that I considered from the K Show on. I think it was about 3 weeks too early.
Oh.
So it is not eligible for this tournament.
That's a shame.
It had its 7th year of eligibility last year. It was denied right now, right before the Trinidad Chambliss court hearing is that one, and I think it's denied. I think it's been denied.
Well, I wish
I'll
you
tell
could
you the
still.
moment the Bears got Jim McMahon.
Dip on it.
Thank you.
See if he could make it
we'll
work.
work on it. We'll talk to some people.
But that's what we've got for now. Guys, I don't know if you know this. There are still a lot of coaching positions open. One of them is the Cleveland Browns, and they can't seem to find anybody to try and fill it. Tom Pelissero was on Rich Eisen, and he tried to get some insight for us into why this has been so difficult.
We talked about all the reasons that the Browns search process is unique. It's not just the head coaches, it's the coordinators, it's the position coaches, it's the staff members. Everybody is doing some levels of cognitive testing and the personality testing. The Browns' outlook on all that is, well, if we're hiring the CEO or another high-ranking role to a Fortune 500 company, an $8 billion a year company, we would want to gather all this background information. We would want to have all these different data points. We want to make abundantly certain that this is the right guy. But that process to this point has yielded fielded a bunch of people that have not actually, for, again, different reasons, not followed through in the process. If they don't get Nate Scheelhaus, listen, Jim Schwartz has been a good coach for a long time. He's had success as the D coordinator in Cleveland. Todd Monken's been a good, solid coach, assistant coach mostly for a number of years here. But I would imagine that the public reaction to this probably is not going to be necessarily as positive to a Jim Schwartz promotion after this entire search as getting one of these young up-and-coming candidates.
Yeah, the latest name to pull out earlier was Grant Udinsky, the Jags offensive coordinator. He pulled himself out of the running for this job. And I don't know if you guys saw all the things over the weekend that came out. They want them to take, as was mentioned by Tom Pelissero, a personality test, write an essay. I think actually, guys, and I could be wrong on this,
essay?
I think they took the same quiz that we took to find out what our strengths were.
First of all, as a Jets fan, I'd like to say, thank God the Browns exist. Because you really can never say the Jets are the most dysfunctional franchise in the NFL as long as the Browns exist. So I thank them for that. The cognitive testing, an essay? What are you looking for?
I mean, we're hiring a high school student, correct?
Well, we talked
exactly. Are you trying to admit them to a university, or do you want them to coach football? It's football.
Talking about football.
We
love football.
What do you need an essay for?
Look, we talked about, there's only 32 of these jobs, and he will be lucky to have them. What a lot of these coordinators are telling you is not that lucky. They're willing to not take this job to either stay a coordinator or wait for another opportunity. There's something about this particular job that is not.
Mike McDaniel would rather be the offensive coordinator for the Chargers than the head coach of the Browns. Now, again, offensive coordinator of the Chargers comes with Justin Herbert, living in L.A., a lot of great stuff there. But as they used to say, it's one of 32 jobs. You got to take it. They would have hired him. He said, I'm all set.
It seems like the Browns would hire anybody that's willing to take the job.
Yeah. Are you breathing? Okay, you're hired.
It seems like, Peter, doesn't it seem like they're just going to promote Jim Schwartz? He's a good DC. That defense wasn't the issue. Keep Myles Garrett happy. It's not an inspired hire, but it's something.
Well, it's not inspired, but at least it's a guy.
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
It's a guy who's, done things.
It's a guy.
Like the name, you're not going to go, oh, my God, how did they do that? They made things worse. I mean, come on, it's a low bar, man. It's Cleveland.
Well, I tell you what, if you ever don't know how to describe someone or a player because you can't say anything nice about them, that's what you do. Jim Schwartz, he's a guy.
It's Collinsworth. Here's a guy.
There's a guy.
Now, I don't. Maybe this might change everybody's mind who's still in the running for this, but the Browns, as Alan's mentioned a couple of times, do have a Pro Bowl quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is replacing Drake May, who's otherwise occupied, and will not be able to participate in the flag football contest that's taking place, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this Tuesday?
Tuesday.
On
Sunday.
ESPN?
This is not a Sunday thing anymore?
I don't believe it's a Sunday thing anymore.
Oh, Lord.
Now, guys, we were having this conversation off the air in the meeting, the very important meeting. And you guys were talking about, it's not this Tuesday, of course, by the way. It is Tuesday, February 3rd. Coverage starts at 6:30. 8 o'clock is when the flag game starts, yes.
Not tomorrow.
No, it is not tomorrow.
Okay.
It is next Tuesday, February 3rd.
They got to build towards it.
Oh, yeah.
At the Moscone Center in San Fran, California. You guys said that the Pro Bowl was a big deal back in the day.
Oh, when we were kids and you'd find out your guy got in, oh, man.
Well, me and Jacob don't know that world.
Well,
I know. It's been a long time.
Even when it wasn't flag football, I don't think we saw guys just took a trip to Hawaii, enjoy yourself, have a great time, and it's going to be 75-70.
It still it had prestige. It still mattered to players. You went there, you took your family there. It was like the whole league was there. There was a time it had some type of prestige to it. And like the NBA All-Star Game, it has completely lost any type of credibility whatsoever. And now it's not even worth watching. It's as simple as that. Like, a lot of these All-Star games are just completely a waste of time. The only one left that's worth paying any attention to is the baseball one, because that feels like a real game for the most part.
I find the skills comp stuff still a little fun. I think they do tug-of-war now. They do dodgeball. And that actually kind of seems like...
This is what we're doing?
Look, don't get me wrong. I know what you guys are doing, but...
We're doing summer camp games?
Well, but by the way...
They play...
You at least get to see their personalities, which is nice. And ESPN does a fantastic job covering it, of course.
Oh.
But...
I liked all the little fun yo-yo games. That's
right.
The thing for me.
The flag football
catches?
for me, the flag football. You want to talk about not football?
Who doesn't do spectacular catches? Everybody does
If
that.
we think that the Super Bowl isn't football, real football.
Well, that's
the Pro Bowl has now become definitely not real football.
Yeah, that's yo-yo. What do you guys say?
Yo-yo bumchuck.
Yo-yo bumchuck football.
Now the
I
other
almost
question.
said the wrong word.
The other question that I have is that would have been bad.
That would have been bad.
The other question that I have is you talk about it, and this goes for all the All-Star games now. Alan, you mentioned it. The MLB All-Star Game, the NHL All-Star Game. There's a fan vote aspect to this now.
Mm-hmm.
Look, John Scott was an All-Star, and Zemgus Girgensons was an All-Star
I get it.
for fun in the NHL.
Right.
It used to be, especially when I used to go to Cooperstown, you would see All-Star select, like 15-time All-Star, 10-time All-Star. Like Pro Bowls for some of these guys in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that mattered to them. Does it have that much cachet? And I'm not diminishing what Shedeur Sanders has done, but when you look back on his career and you look at like 3-time Pro Bowler, you're going to go, oh, he was a Pro Bowler? When was that? His rookie year. Oh, what did he do?
He breathed.
He had like a 56% completion percentage.
He breathed out, then breathed in, then breathed out again. That made him eligible.
Dude, is it 7 touchdowns and 10 picks or 10 and 7?
6, 7
picks? I think maybe 7 and 10.
I just thought whatever it was, he looked great.
It's not good. I know you did, but come on.
I did when I saw it. I just had to. I laughed because I just said, "Okay, well they'll never be able to take it away from him." Pro Bowl quarterback. That used to be a thing, though. But Anthony and Jacob don't know this. But the older generation of us, there was a time it did matter when a player was named to the Pro Bowl. Now it's nobody really wants to go. Players passed on it. This is different. Drake May went on to go to the Super Bowl. So
of course.
He's passing on it. But the fact that we were all the way down the ladder. Was Justin Fields not available? Bailey Zappi, he couldn't make it? Like, give me a name. Like, how many other guys that you could have taken ahead of him? But God bless him, though. Good for him.
Now, Peter, this is going to upset you. And I don't want to do this to you. Late into a show, you got a big flight coming up.
Big flight.
Tomorrow.
I don't want to get upset on the flight.
I don't want you to be upset. Mac McClung has said he's not going to participate in the dunk contest this year.
This is not right.
I don't know how we move on.
No. First Shedeur at the All-Star game. Now no McClung.
Now it's not the five-time champion Booker T, but the three-time champion, defending champion Mac McClung says he will not participate in the event next month. Actually, his father Marcus McClung told
he's going to
ESPN this
participate
on Monday. Not going to be 4 in a row.
I thought he was in.
Not one reason.
Dad said, "I'm doing it."
Dad's doing it. So,
did you also see? By the way, Peter, this is how bad the dunk contest. It's reached the point now where it can't be the showcase anymore. The weekend, VJ Edgecombe, the rookie in Philadelphia, who's phenomenal and he's an unbelievable athlete. He's had some great in-game dunks. He said he's all set. A rookie, I'm good. Nobody wants to do this anymore because it has, I think, it's kind of jumped the shark. No pun intended. It's kind of hit the
you
ceiling.
bring a shark out, now we're talking.
Right. Maybe that's what you got to do is jump the
you
shark.
You know what?
Maybe
we
jumping the shark is exactly
this
what
is a Don. This would be.
They need to literally jump a shark.
This is a Don punishment. We say, Don, you'll have to swim with nurse sharks because they don't bite people. It's like, no, I'd like a mako. Please give me the mako shark that'll rip my limbs off if I step in.
Now, imagine if you we've seen those kind of blooper reels where a guy tries to jump into a pool and he ends up landing on the pool side, and you can tell it's painful. Can you imagine if you're trying to jump over a shark like Fonzie did to dunk, and something slips and you fall back into the pool, and the shark just eats you alive? That's a 10.
It's got to
be a 10.
Can you imagine somebody?
That's got to be a 50.
Somebody doesn't give you a 10 for that.
You know what? They need to bring in some coyotes, some sharks.
Oh, the
some
bullpen
snakes.
coyote.
Bullpen
We've got to
coyotes.
find a way to make this thing work. It's
disappointing because something that I did enjoy watching was the dunk contest. And I just feel like it's not the lack of knowing the players or not knowing the players for me. I do feel like we've reached a point where a lot of this has been done already.
Well, every dunk now is like, you throw it up, you chase it down, you're trying to jump over somebody, you're catching. We've run out of things you can do that are compelling because we did reach that point of things you've never seen before. Now it's like, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And so it's a shame. The 3-point contest is, to me, now the feature because shooting is still very compelling. And the fact that players can shoot the way they can shoot now, it's amazing. They get on a hot streak. That, to me, is what is more fun to watch. And they should, in my opinion, you can go around the three-point line, and then there should be half-court shots. Because I guarantee you guys can knock down half-court shots.
Well, Steph can in this league.
That's more fun
I will
to
say,
watch,
though,
too.
it's sort of like this conversation is sort of like my complaining about the Super Bowl. In that, yes, it is generally true that the dunk contest has grown to suck.
But it's
But over the last few years, there have been some good ones. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
there have been some
how
dunks that actually
recent,
blew
though?
my
What was
mind.
the last good one you can think of? Levine
I feel like
and
during
Gordon
the
was the
McCoy-
last.
That's probably
good
the one off the top of my head. Yeah,
That's the last one where it was like mano a mano, and it was a battle, and everybody was, gripped with it. You got to give me also, by the way, he's a guy. You got to give me some dudes, man. No disrespect to Mac McClung, but he can barely hang on in the NBA. He's a G League player. It doesn't really count.
What
right?
if LeBron? Now I don't know if he would do this because LeBron likes to keep things private. If LeBron announced that it was going to be his last year in the league, in some point, would he finally say, "I'm doing the dunk contest"?
No, hell no.
No, he wouldn't.
No,
he ain't doing it.
that would be for me. That would get me. You get me back in with that. You tell Giannis, Giannis, I'm in. Durant, I'm in.
Well, that was it was years ago where LeBron ripped the dunk contest and started hinting that he was going to do it, and other players said if he does, I'm doing. Other stars, and then he decided not to do it, so no one jumped in. That is part of the problem. It was more fun because it was freaking Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan. It was Vince Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not talking about guys that I have to tell you his backstory so you know who he is. Like, give me players that I know every day that are star players that we also know in-game dunk. They have insane in-game dunks. Guys just don't want to do it. The Home Run Derby has players you've heard of, which is what makes it fun. That to me is what happened. It's gone. I don't know if you're ever going to get it back. It's a shame, but it's the truth. So that's all I got to say about that.
Well, we dreamed for 72 hours that Phillip Rivers, who made a miraculous comeback for the Colts this year and was able to play 3 or 4 games at quarterback at a pretty decent level, that we'd see him again. He interviewed for the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He's withdrawn his name from that coaching search. We will not be seeing Phillip Rivers on the sidelines for the Buffalo Bills this year.
Wow.
I don't think he's given a reason why. Just, I interviewed and I'm good.
You know what's going around the internet?
Tell me. Oh, yes. No, yes. I don't know if you can tell me.
Phillip Rivers pulling out is not something you would ever expect.
All right.
Oh, I love what you've done there. Yeah. I did see the Lebitard show posted a thing on Saturday that looked like a real ESPN post that said breaking Josh Allen is applying for the Buffalo Bills head coaching job. Like this is a wacky coaching carousel this year.
Well, there's a lot of openings.
Bunch of interesting names, not a ton of great names.
What else is still open? Buffalo, Arizona.
Yep.
Who am I missing?
Raiders is still open, right?
Oh my God.
Am I wrong on that?
I don't remember them hiring.
Yeah, they didn't. Right?
Yeah, Ravens and Miami have hired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the Giants did. What was there? 7 open?
It was 10 at one point.
No, that's right. Yeah, but think about those jobs, and then of course Clint Kubiak, who had himself a day.
Well,
championship game.
Raiders just finished their second round of interviews. They just finished with Joe Brady. They also have looking at Mike McDaniels in the mix some way somehow.
He's gone.
Wait, Mike
gone?
No, he's
gone. Well,
he's already out.
Well, you got to think that these coordinators that are still in for Denver are probably not going to get announced until Super Bowl week or after, if they really like them to be the guys. The Rams guys now are going to go fast and furious because they can meet in person. They don't have to go through Zoom.
Right.
They don't got anything going on right now.
How do you put a coaching staff together that late? Because any of the good coordinators or anybody now they're going to get
Jets are trying to do it.
Signed up, yeah, but they better hurry.
The other interesting thing that came out of last night that I didn't even really consider, and I guess I probably should, because we walked into this season. Remember, we were talking about Matt Stafford having back problems. How long was he going to be able to last?
Such a great point.
Possibly the MVP this year. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, He's in the convo.
In the convo, but the question on everybody's mind after the game, after you get through the how painful is it to lose in the NFC Championship, was Sean McVay, do you want Matt Stafford back?
Yeah, if he still wants to play, what the hell kind of question is that? We've been totally present. I know that if he wants to, he's still playing at a pretty damn good clip. He's the MVP of the league, and if he's not, I got respect for everybody else, but this guy played at a level that's just different.
Matt Stafford, do you want to be back next year?
Can't generalize, 6 months of my life, 10 minutes after a loss. Appreciate the guys in this locker room a whole hell of a lot. Everybody that helped me, and helped our team be as successful as we were this year. And that's all I'll answer for you.
Unless he wants to leave, he's got another year.
Listen, he has one more year.
No, I know. I'm saying in my head, if he wants to play another year, he can play another year.
To me, it's all about what the back situation is. We have no idea. If he's fighting week to week and getting shot up and doing all these things because his back is really bad, then throw out what I'm going to say. But if he's okay at 37 years old, he kind of hit his peak in the last few years. He's gone to another level. I'd want this guy to play till he's 40, but obviously it depends on the pain.
We got to run. That's it for ENN, fellas.
Great
Peter,
ENN.
who's it brought to you by again?
Oh, it's brought to you by our great, great friends over at Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda, like a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 or the CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Nicely done. Peter, have safe travels. Don will be back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Looking for the best meat and seafood at unbeatable prices? Get to Wild Fork Foods. They offer the widest selection of meats and seafoods you'll find anywhere. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients,